Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are back here at Runeterra Academy, and guess what? My name's Miles David, and here with me is TDS, and we have Nightless Esports again versus Omega Wildcards. How are you doing, TDS?
Really excited. Even though this wasn't our main game for the night, it's still going to
Yeah,
be a really good game. So I think it's something that people should be excited about. Nightless coming off from a win last week, and now
yeah.
going against Wildcard, which, if I'm not wrong, they are with a loss from last week as well. So it should be a really interesting series to see.
I mean, we're still early into the season, so teams are still
Yeah.
feeling each other out. We don't know who's on top yet. We don't know who is going to be like the best team in senior, especially. This is the senior stream, by the way, guys. The one of some of the best players in North America right now playing for your viewing pleasure, as we said. And Quanta, you got your boys back on stream. Congratulations, you do a mix. All
Yeah,
right.
just in case, I do some
Yeah.
some works here and there from Quanta, so I may be biased. I'm never biased for Quanta, but I may be sometimes, maybe. Just saying.
All right. Don't worry, I can be biased for the other team because I know Omega Wildcard. They used to be Mad City, and I did cast them before in a different league, but they are back. The only one I remember is actually Mento, their jungler. The others I can't remember, so no. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see some really good League of Legends right now. I'm not sure what these two teams specialize in, but we are into the draft, and uh, Omega Wildcard will be missing one ban. Uh, they have to miss one ban because of an emergency e-sub. So yeah, they'll be having four bans for themselves, and meanwhile, let's get the full five.
Yeah, one can affect the way that you play the game. It can be impactful when there's a lot of good champions, or when there's a really set of champions that are really OP. But right now, I think that Nightless, again, with having the advantage of the ban, I think that attacking a certain player would be really ideal. Last week, they took a little bit of time to being able to play their game. If I'm not wrong, they lost the first game, but they were able to come back in the second and third. So if this
Mm-hmm.
week they can start with the right foot in the first game, they can probably take a 2-0.
Oh, 2-0. That's your prediction, huh? Well, let's see if it happens. Last time we went the full distance for the series and even got into the late game where I lost my voice basically. So
Yep.
this time I'm gonna have some ginger tea later. So hopefully, yeah, we don't lose anything. And right now we are going on to the picks. I'm not sure who's getting. I see Jin on one of the band, but is this?
Do you have the new link for the? There's a new draft though.
I may,
So
I may have, I may have the wrong link actually.
yeah,
All
right
right,
now
there we go.
it's right now it's Listen Six and Jean Graves being banned. Currently, we're still
And
missing,
I
and
see it. Now I see it. I see
yeah,
everything.
the last ban, it's the one that doesn't matter because it's the ban that they lose. But
Yeah.
overall, I think pretty standard bans. A lot of jungle attention, Graves, Xinjiao, and Lee Sin. Obviously, the six ban that a lot of players just don't want to play against it. And the Jin ban that it has to be targeted against the AD carry from the blue team because it's just an AD carry that, even though can be really useful and support your team, realistically, it's not a meta defining pick that you're really scared to give away. So it just has to be a comfort kind of thing.
Yep, definitely. And talking about the Lee Sin more, we see Lee Sin banned a lot in high elo because of the
Yeah.
versatility that champion can bring, honestly, as both a playmaker and as a damage dealer, especially with the new item reworks of the Core Drinker. But it looks like Omega Wildcard will be going with the Varus first pick. Definitely, one that can allow you to have some bot lane priority there, especially when paired with the right support. And in the mid game team fights, you can do a lot of damage with his arrows. So
Yeah. It was, though, recently nerfed. In the most recent patch, the lethality side of him was a little bit nerfed, and they tried to take away some of his power with the lethality build, but I still feel like he's an okay champion to go for. Realistically, he can do so much: the big potential, the poking lane, the control that he provides. Sorry for that. Scaling wise, he's not the greatest, but he has a lot of modes that you can go for him, and I think that Varus can be a really great champion. And then it's Nightless answering with the Trundle and Jinx. I like the Trundle because the pillar just can get so much value so many times, especially against these kind of champions like the Varus that have so low mobility that it would be close to impossible to escape the pillar. So I think Trundle can work wonders here, and it's still a flex pick, so it's not like you get a lot of information just by knowing that Trundle is there. And then the Jinx that overall as a carry, you really like to have the Jinx, a great insurance carry, insurance policy carry. She was a little bit buffed in this patch, although I don't think that's the main reason why people are picking her back up. I feel like it's much more the changes that the overall bot lane has received. So I think that Jinx will resurface slowly but surely because of what happened there.
Yeah, I remember when Jinx was OP because of her super mega death rocket. Could just that there was no cap on the damage she can do to objectives, so you'd see so many Jinx ultimate steals with regards to the dragon. But yeah, Jinx hasn't been in the meta since then, so it would be nice to see her back in as a scaling hyper carry. I'm surprised we're not seeing Aphelios actually picked up immediately, but yeah, it's gonna be Jinx and Leona and LeBlanc picked up. So man, Omega Wildcard, they go all in here on the early game, it seems.
Yeah, they really want to put pressure there. LeBlanc is still can scale really well. She's one of those champions that can be really good early to mid game with the damage that she has, but the later the game goes on, she kind of becomes one of those poke mages that is so hard to try and settle in one place to keep her from doing the things that she'd like to do. So I think LeBlanc can work really well here with the Thresh coming through, at least an attempt to try and control the LeBlanc as much as possible with the play, with the hook. And you also have the safety from the Lantern for the Jinx that can get a lot of really pressured by this LeBlanc and Leona diving on top of her. So I think the idea is there to try and keep the Jinx as safe as possible, but they still need, I think, they still need another source of CC or something that can control the LeBlanc from a safe distance, because if not, it can be really hard for this Thresh to do that job alone.
Malzahar, you heard it here first, coming up next.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I haven't seen that pick, you know, or LeBlanc actually. Sorry, not LeBlanc. Lissandra there. There we go. Lissandra is the mostly what I see as a counter in high levels against LeBlanc, because she can basically just neutralize whenever LeBlanc tries to go in. You press W, she is trapped, and then she gets killed. So I expect that kind of mid laner to be played. Or honestly, you know, if Nightless wants, they can also try to skill check Mark Boots. Sir Zapper, he's shown some good stuff before. He does kind of favor the long range mages though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I feel like those middle range mages, like you were saying, kind of play better for his playstyle, so it wouldn't surprise to see. But I really would love to see the Malzahar. I feel like Malzahar is a champion that people don't want to play because he's the stigma around him is that he's...
You get called a noob if you play.
No, because I don't think it's a noob champion. I think that the stigma around him is that he is weak, and not because of the easiness of the champion, but much more so because of the fame that he got based on what happened in pro play. I feel like that has damaged the champion in the long term, much more so than any nerf or anything like that. It's the fact that people now catalog it as a weak champion, or like you're saying, a noob champion. But in reality, it can work so well in so many situations, and it can realistically carry the game if you're able to play it well enough. But it seems like it's going to be the Orianna, much more normal and popular pick, and I think it can work well if you have a really good engage to go with her. Right now, that's what's lacking on Nightless. I feel like they don't have any engage potential. They have a lot of peel back and running back and re-engaging for teamfights, but not enough engage or force for their side.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially when you have a LeBlanc and a Varus poking at you from long range, it's gonna be hard for them to, you know, go immediately if they don't have that instant go button when it comes to the big team fights around the Dragon and Rift Herald. If it comes to that Viego getting picked up, all right. I'm assuming this is gonna go to jungle because lane Viego is absolutely ass right now. And I like to put things bluntly. Yes, there we go.
Yeah, I've come to realize that. I think I've come to realize that.
You know, I'm very simple-minded. You know, I play a lot of Garen, so it's basically I want to be to the point. You know, when it comes to analysis and description. So there we go, Viego and Gangplank being picked up. So there's a lot of more global pressure as well. You know, once Gangplank is at level 6, they can just overload the bot side with a lot of gangs, especially since it's just Jinx and Thresh. If they're not able to protect it, that can be a 4-man dive along with the cannon barrage.
Yeah, and I feel like that would be a great plan for Mega Wildcard. I think that forcing on the bottom lane can be really good. I was thinking on the top lane, what can you go for that? And it has to be either an answer for the Gangplank or just go for a tank that can just answer to it. But it's an Irelia. An Irelia top lane against CP. This It's an interesting matchup. I think the Irelia does have a lot of power against the Gangplank. Obviously, she can destroy the barrels. She can put a lot of pressure on the GP, but it's really important to notice this. Irelia can lose this matchup as well. So
Yeah.
it's much more skilled than most people can think, because you see the Irelia, you see the Gangplank, you think Gangplank it's much more skilling champion. He takes much more time, but realistically, Gangplank can win this matchup, and it's really a really skill determined because of how you want to set up your barrels and how you set up your passive. If the Irelia is not careful enough and she dies, she can just give away such an important advantage, and realistically Gangplank will still have the global impact that he will have with his ultimate. So it's not like with GP you don't have any choices. It's going to be really interesting this top lane.
All right. So because of that, I'm gonna pose a question towards GTDS. Who do you think would win level 1, Irelia or Gangplank?
Level
They're just
1.
attacking each other.
Level
Yeah,
1.
just
Gangplank.
yeah. There we
Because
go.
I
The
read-
advantage is there. Something
Yeah,
that's
I
something
think-
I just want to point out. Something people don't realize is the strength of GP actually in the early levels and what he can do, especially with his pistol.
Yeah, he did. I think he got weaker because of what happened with what was it called? The grasp, the change that he received because of the grasp. He received a couple of changes there, so he got weaker in the early game. But against Irelia level 1, like you're saying, that can define a lot of the matchup. And Irelia doesn't have the immediate access onto her passive at level 1, realistically, because you want to. It's either stacking it with the Q or with the it's mainly stacking it with the Q. And realistically, at level 1, you cannot stack that safely against minions because you have to wait for them to get to a low health and then be able to use it. And at the meantime, Gangplank can just auto attack you with the flame passive, Q you, and then just auto attack you again with corrupting potion. You take almost 25% of their health with that trade, and then you can begin losing the lane matchup much more easily. So overall, Gangplank can play that to her advantage. But like you're saying, it can be good enough for the Irelia if she waits and bides her time, but the Gangplank can also have the avenues to win that matchup.
Yeah, basically we have a skill matchup in the top lane, right?
Yeah,
What I'm
really
referring to,
excited for that.
the reason why I'm referring really to the level 1 is because how much of a snowball effect a good level 1 can have on the state of your lane, honestly, especially in an isolated lane like top, where it feels like there's not going to be much action with the junglers going up there. I feel like they'll definitely want to be going towards bot more. In Drop's case, he probably wants to be protecting his bot lane more against the dive potential from Mento, from Mark Boots, going down there and just carrying Jinx a new one.
Yeah, that would be the most ideal thing. But based on last week, the side of Nightless puts a lot of pressure on top lane. If you remember, they really bank on Johnny Rocket being one of the main points. Being one of the main points to carry the game. And I think that we can maybe see a really early gank by the Trundle into the top lane to try and make the Irelia as strong as possible, and then, like you're saying, focus on defending bottom lane.
Well, we'll see, right? We do have the champions locked in. We have our compositions locked in between Omega Wildcards and Nightless Esports. Guys, don't go anywhere. We will be right back for Game 1 between these two teams here in Senior Division. We'll be right back.
And just like that, we're back. Don't worry, it's me, TDS. I'm going to be casting the first, hopefully, 5 minutes, since Miles is having a little bit of a problem, but hopefully it won't take that much. And as you see, both teams already running out in the Rift. We had on the blue side Omega Wildcard Gaming, and on the red side we have Nightless Esports. It should be a really interesting match. Both of these teams are interesting to say the least. They have good ideas to play around. They have really good champions to try and outplay even whatever the other team wants to do. And a lot of the main things that I want to focus on will be this top lane because and we talked a lot about this, the impact that the top laners have and the champions that they have are really outplay potential heavy champions. So it would be really, really interesting to see what they are able to just execute on the top lane and maybe carry through there. On the other side, we see mainly the teams just uh, playing or laying out the line of scrimmage, watching each other with bad eyes, mainly just staring in a staring contest, pretty much, trying to do things or get a vision as much as possible so that they can know what the other team will try and do, but they don't get that much deep information about what the enemy jungler will try and do. It's Trundle is starting on the bottom side, so blue buff start for the Trundle, and it's the Viego starting on his own blue buff, but on the top side. So it means that like Miles predicted, it's going to be a really heavy focus, or at least an attempt from the Viego to go early on onto the bottom lane and try and put the bottom lane from the Barriers and Leona as far ahead as possible. The Trundle on the other side is starting from the bot side. Maybe we'll look for a cheeky gank at the start of the game onto the Irelia so that obviously the Irelia can be a much more impactful champion alone without the focus, and then maybe go into the bottom lane to try and protect that. Already really nice tradings from both teams, especially on the top lane. Johnny Rockets taking a lot of damage, and this is the level 1 that we talked about with the GP. He can do so much damage at the start of the game, and Irelia realistically cannot answer that effectively because level 1 is not the first lane. Level 2, on the other hand, although she takes a turret shot, that can be dangerous. She has to be a lot more careful about this. But on the other lanes, mid lane, really heavy trade by the LeBlanc, being able to poke out, and she's also taking the ignite, which means that if the Oriana takes much more of those trades, it can be really, really detrimental for her, and she can just get either forced out of the lane or solo die against the LeBlanc, and that would be the worst situation for the Oriana. But overall, pretty standard waves, pretty standard situations, although the bottom lane, interestingly, being pushed in favor of the Jinx and the Thresh, getting control of this wave, being able to control the lane, and also it's going to be pushed back into them, which means that they won't be at much of a threat of an early gank from the Viego. Really nice trade by Johnny Rocket. So that is a lot of damage that he did. Level 3 power spike by the Redia, really well played, and GP cannot trade better, but really nice stun. Oh wait, the hook coming in, Naughty Bars, he's getting chunked down. The flash, the stun from the Leona is able to save down, but it's 3 summoners burned down from the side of Omega Wildcard. Instead, it's just 1 free exhaust from the Thresh, and the bot lane already having such a huge advantage without actually having to do that much. Really important, and they are also freezing the wave near the turret, so the Viego cannot realistically hope to achieve a dive or hope to achieve a gank in the most easy of manners. And on the other hand, it's the Trundle going to the top side, trying to sniff out if the Viego is there towards that side, and if not, already waiting to set up a dive with the Irelia. And the fact that the Trundle is so full health, maybe can't pull it through, but he seems to be wanting to run away. Oh wait, he didn't steer Cypre. Oh, the flash burst first out, but Viego also had to commit flash. So it's not a bad situation for the Irelia, and for the Oriana, and she still has teleport. Oh wait, no flash from the Viego. Needs to be really careful here. Oh, the Oriana. Oh, she died. Really nice first blood from the Viego, trying to get the kill and Oriana overstepping her boundaries, but really nice counter kill by the Trundle to get the kill and be able to run away. It's a really nice trading. It's not the most um, punishing for the side of Omega Gaming because they still get a good enough advantage, but it could be way, way more ideal if they were able to not, if they had the Viego not dying there. Okay, perfect. So just in case, we're going to have second caster at 7 minutes, so don't worry, you will have to deal with me for a little bit more. But looking at the trading wise, really nice done by the GP. He hasn't teleported back. He was able to get a really nice push onto the Irelia. Oh wait, counter engage, although here is Viego. The nice pillar to stop this, but the wave is pushing against Irelia. She has to be really careful. Oh, the trade there, Can they? They are really low health. Oh, drops the passive. Not enough. Oh, that could have been really, really dangerous for the side of Nightless. And already they're trying to force this dive, but Mento doesn't have flash. Keep die. Wait, Axel? Oh no, that is so bad for the side of Omega Gaming. Trying to take the dive down, but Mento doesn't have flash. He can just get stunned and then get killed really easily. Aurelia played that as well as she could. She didn't die, and now she's also going to be able to secure this minion wave. And she can back and realistically don't have to commit teleport unless the GP commits as well. But oh, on the bottom lane, really close trading going on there. But Waco G can take this trade, although, wait, the glance coming through. Oh, wait, Javi, I'm not sure you want this. Oh, naughty bars. Oh, that was really close. That could have gone either way. Although Trundle is coming, Markboots is here. Oh, the blank. Yep, easy kill secured there. Maybe, although she doesn't have flash, so she has to be much careful about this. Oh, that was so close. Can the Orianna secure this kill? No, I think she should be able to run away. Distortion should be back up. Really nice play by Markboots to secure that kill and then be able to at least turn around what was going to be a similar trade on the bottom lane, but it's still such a advantageous early game for the side of Nightless. They are not only ahead in CS in a lot of the lane, but also they are really again having 2-0 at this point of the game can be so huge. Oh, and already comes back the Jinx, but I don't think she should be able to achieve anything more here. Oh, the flash hook. Oh, they get the damage down. Naughty bars, he's dead.
Whoa, and we're back. Okay, hi TDS, how are you doing?
See, I'm not going to do PvP again.
How's it feel to be the
Tiring,
PvP?
man.
Yeah, that's basically how my throat felt. And right now they're going for the dragon. The hook goes over, tries to go between two Memento and I am Javi, but just goes wide right now. So both teams are trying to contest with Mark Boots. He is super low health, and well, I missed a lot of the action, and I just got spoiled by everything. So I was like, oh, this is gonna happen, then this is gonna happen. Another death sentence does not land from Eric Northman. Their Zapper is right here though. That played onto drops. There's the big cannon barrage. We get taken down. Marcus is taken down. And it's a trade 1-for-1 right now. Wake OG, he has to immediately flash out of there. And it's a 3v3 between the two. Mento is able to get the spirit of the Trundle. But it looks like both teams are just gonna back away from the first dragon of the game. So nothing to be gained by both sides except a kill.
Yeah, and I don't think they should have forced that dragon, so I'm fine with both teams disengaging. The Orianna didn't have any mana there, so winning that fight could have been really hard.
Wait, wait. Yeah, okay,
good damage.
Does not. Yeah, decent amount of damage. Just making sure, you know.
Yeah. Also, quick thing, because client bugs, as always. I don't know which items does each of the players have, so if you can update me on where they are at this point.
Oh, okay. I had the same bug happen to me yesterday. I'm not sure why. Maybe maybe it's common right now, but yeah, right now the items are Vampiric Scepter on the Aurelia. Which character, which champion do you want to update on?
Mainly the solo laners and the junglers.
Alright, solo laners right now. There's a Sheen on the Gangplank along with the Calder's Warhammer, Vampiric Scepter, and a pickaxe on the Aurelia, along with just her normal boots and a long sword. Meanwhile, the junglers, there's already a Sheen and a Phage onto Viego. Same for Trundle, except he has boots.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so they are a really nice space. I thought that maybe the Aurelia could be a little bit ahead in terms of items. But, oh, wait.
Yeah, Eric Northman, he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to be stunned up. Will he be able to survive? It's very close. Yeah, no. They flashed for it. They used the Solar Flare, and look who's in trouble. It's going to be Absent. Vanguard's Edge used, no flash, and he is taken down with the pillar. Blocked by the pillar, taken down by Aurelia. There we go.
Yeah, so the typical response, we see the great bot lane play that they are trying to attempt, and we were expecting this with that from the early game, the pre-draft. We pretty much were expecting to see a lot of bot lane attention. Really nice four-man play with the LeBlanc and the Viego to secure the kill. It could have been way better if you secured the kill on the Jinx, but I think that Nightless plays this really well, understanding that there could be the chance of the dive, running away, and at least saving the life from the Jinx. They could have saved both lives, but at least the Jinx doesn't either. And they also get a trade kill on top lane, which I think it's the most important thing, because the Irelia is still getting fed. And that is a really important champion for the later stage fights.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since Riot buffed the scaling of the Aurelia to make her a bit stronger in the late
Yep.
game. She's basically become a permanent ban in a lot of solo queue lobbies right now at the moment. But yeah, right now the person who is not ahead is in the game plan, and if you're not even on the GP, it just feels so oppressive to fight against this, and you feels like there's not much you can do at least until the late game when you have all those barrels to work with. But still, things are calm on the map, DPS. All right, so
Yep.
here's my question to you. What do you
Let's
expect to
go.
happen in the mid game?
So mid game wise, I think both teams are. Oh wait, okay, that is a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
damage.
yeah. That is a lot of damage. That's a really good trade by Mark Boots, honestly. Oh wait, Kasu might not be traded. Drops us here in the top lane, but yeah. All right, let's go back to our discussion on the mid game.
Yeah.
What do you think should happen right now as both teams just trying to farm up?
So expectation-wise, I think the side of Omega Gaming have a better mid game because the barriers will be able to spike earlier. Like Jinx can be a good carry with one item, but realistically, you really hope for her to be the best at 3 to 4 items. So with the
Mm-hmm.
strength that they will have in mid game, with the barriers hitting the 1 to 2 item spike, LeBlanc hitting her 1 to 2 item spike as well, and having the Viego with the Sunder completed as well will be really important because at that point you can begin forcing Drakes much better as a team, and having the extra value of the Gangplank ultimate can make Omega Gaming force fights much more easily and win them. And we were talking
Oh yeah.
about this, but at this point, oh wait,
Yeah, here comes a
wait,
flash, the flay, and the death sentence does not land.
oh, the
I am
hook missed.
Jabby. He gets two with the solar
The
flare and
escape.
basically gets out of there.
Yeah, it was pretty much flash for flash.
Yeah, flash for flash. Only the ignite is left on the Leona, so he does still have that sun respawn. Meanwhile, Johnny Rockets here in the top lane, as we know him for, winning lane, getting plates, and getting very far ahead on this Aurelia. Look at that
Yep.
lead.
And the trade becomes meaningless with that, with the Blade Dance just securing the health bag. It's so easy now for the Aurelia, especially with the advantage she has to be able to get this. And they are also getting the plates on bottom lane. They can even get the
Oh,
first turret.
yeah, there we go. First sure it probably will be secured right now. Yeah, it will be
The
once
Jinx, the
the
run,
there's a
and the
lantern. Don't
escape.
worry about it. Yeah, there's a
Yep.
lantern. Don't worry about it. Nothing, no drama there down in the bot lane. Meanwhile, yeah, there's a fire right here in the top lane. That Omega definitely need to put out the flawless duet coming in and gets the stun onto Axem. He has to be careful. That's 4 passive.
Hold.
The
Yeah.
Vanguard passage
Oh.
right into it. Can barrage. Wait, Johnny
Oh
Rockets.
no.
It's very close to getting killed. If he didn't have it flash there, he would have been dead completely. That would have been a disaster because Axem would have gotten the lead right back.
Yeah, and I think there, Johnny Rockets actually hit the turret once or twice and missed out on a lot of damage to be able to secure the kill onto the GP. So really well played by the GP to survive, and really, but no, I'm not going to say badly played because at the start it was really well done by Johnny Rockets, but the final parts of the execution were really lackluster. It could have been way better, but at
I
least
think
you
I
don't
thought
lose the advantage.
I think I thought about this before on Tiger Stream. You really need to put target champions only. You need to
Yeah,
you really need that when you're trying to do a tower dive, or else you're gonna auto attack minions. Change of corruption here down onto
I
Jinx
don't
right
think
now.
Paris wins
But yeah,
this.
just saw win this and the flash wing. OG
The
just barely
flash-
managed to make it
oh!
out, but no! There's the heartbreaker. Mento manages to get the kill onto the Jinx, so that's a 1-for-1 trade down the bot lane. Both ADCs getting taken down.
Yeah, but it was a 1v1 between Jinx and Barris, and you would think that the Barris with the lethality early on should be able to win that, but the Jinx not only wins that, but is able to almost get away. They first out the ultimate. Oh, nice
Yeah,
flash.
there we go. Yeah, that was a really good flash by Mark Boots. Able to get out of the shockwave. Otherwise, it could have been a really big disaster. But yeah, that's the mobility we're talking about. You need that mobility when you're fighting against someone with a pillar.
Yeah, and I think we need to touch on this now that we're looking at the top lane. Irelia already took the first turret from or the second turret from the game alone against the GPs, which means that she got every bit of gold for herself. She's in a really strong point of the game right now, and if the side of Nightless can play around that Irelia, it can be really detrimental for Omega Gaming.
Yeah, we're talking about how we need someone to be the engaged, right? Well, if you have Aurelia this far ahead, she can be the engaged for you, especially since it will be very hard for her to die right now. Blade of the Ruin King already completed, and you know that you can just put the ball on her, and then activate the shockwave with Organa. Oh, wow. Okay. Half health for Oriana gone. That's a lot of damage. Wait, here, the 1v1 though. It's favoring Marcos. Johnny Rockets, he's about to lose a lead unless the passive and the shutdown goes over to Mark Boots. What a
Ignited.
disaster.
Ignite.
Yeah, Ignite.
That actually mattered there, but really nicely played by Markwood. But realistically, I can't blame they really. I didn't expect there to be that much damage coming from the LeBlanc this early on. Like realistically, they really shouldn't have died to that. But really well played by Markwood, securing back a little bit of the lead. It's still 4,000 in favor of the side of Nightless, but something is something. It's better than nothing, and it's good to try and keep down the rally as much as possible because I feel like, and you asked me about this, 15 minutes in the game. This should be the one of the strongest points for the side of Omega, but they seem to be giving away this Dragon Wage. I'm surprised to see.
Yeah, more than. Wait, they're still going for the fight here. Eric Northman tries to go for a death sentence, but he has to get out of there immediately. Gains of corruption along with Solar Flare.
Yep.
That was a really big mistake by the Thresh. That's a lot of damage onto the ADC as well. All the poke, Ethereal Chain comes in, gets the root, but will not get anything else. So, how about that mid game? That was a bit overzealous by Eric Northman.
Yeah, giving away the pressure that you got from securing the dragon just to try and go through the lane and get something down that realistically wasn't necessary.
Oh wait, they might have overstepped here. Drop trying to go in right now. The Vanguard's edge onto I Am Javi and Johnny Rockets. He's gonna go extremely ham right now, getting 2 kills for himself. Their LQ plus duet comes in, the stun onto Mento, and that was that was a bit of an emergency. Mento does not have flash either. Nutty Bars, they could go for the dive right here, and the hour will be answered back. Right now, wait. Oh, GB, that's a lot of damage onto him. He's very low health, and Nutty Bars does get the kill onto Drops, who was tanking the turret, but the shutdown goes over to the Aurelia. Right back, 6-1 and 0. It's as if he never died in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much. See, it doesn't matter if you die. If you're able to get a lot of gold back, nothing happens. Really well played by the Aurelia, and Markwood has been trying a lot to be able to keep the game going for Omega. Oh wait.
Yeah, both flashes had to be used. There's a lantern, but Eric Northman may end up giving his life here. He does get slowed, and Mark Boots is on the way. The zero change does not land, though. Probably a bit too far. Eric Northman, will he make it out? Yeah, he should be dead, right? He should be. There comes the death sentence. Both land. Drops is coming in for the support. The chains land, the root, and the auto attack should get the kill. They want to give it to Axum, and right now they're in between 2 towers. Drops and Sir Zephyr right here. The shockwave. Axum, he's in a lot of trouble, and he just gets taken down. Mark Wood tries to go for an all-in, but the double kill going over to the Rihanna, answered back by Mark Boots, and that was a 2 for 2 over nothing.
That was a super long fight. It extended from taking the mid lane turret from Omega into the red side jungle from Nightless. That's how long the fight was, and like you're saying, it was a 2 for 2. But realistically, no objectives were gained at that point. Now at least Nightless is going for the Herald to try and come back to keep the pace of the game going. But oh my god, it's way too much action.
Yeah, honestly, these are the kind of fights I live for right now. And oh wait, I'm hearing something from my producer. Javi, okay, there we go, Javi. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, Mr. Javi, but yeah, there we go. So we used the Spanish/Filipino pronunciation of J. There we go. I definitely will adjust to that. But anyway, yeah, back to the game right now, and I was talking about them going for those skills with no real objectives in mind. Well, in the end, they gave over the Rift Herald for free, basically over to Nightless Esports. Omega not going to be too happy with that one, but they definitely still have a chance. The gold lead isn't that large yet, but you have to worry about the scaling.
Yeah, the main problem, and like you're saying, the scaling wise, if you look at the champions from the side of Nightless, you would rather that have those champions past 30 minutes of the game. So when you think about it, the Jinx becomes way better than the Varus with lethality. The Orianna I think that LeBlanc can be valuable, but Orianna just becomes way too valuable, and her Shockwave can be game defining. And they really can have similar scaling to the Gangplank. I still would take the Gangplank, but I think that Aurelia scaling wise is not a bad option either. So overall, the composition from the side of Nightless can work wonders in the late game, and they are at a really nice pace going for that.
Yeah, you have to worry about that, right? If you're fighting against the scaling composition and they have the lead, I don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to tell you that this is a bad sign for the side of Omega. And even without the gold lead right now, just based on the items right now, the Aurelia being ahead, a very snowbally champion that can be extremely oppressive when you're fighting him, just won't die.
Yeah.
eventually. So at that point, it's gonna be very hard to be able to deal with Johnny Rockets, who has been, a very consistent force for the side of Nightless Esports throughout this entire season, throughout the early part of the season at least. The
Yeah.
control over the river will be going over to the side of over to the side over the side of Omega. I'm starting to lose my words. And you're saying before the team fight happens, I know they're gonna posture for this one, TDS. So
Yeah, it's a mountain drake. It's the drake for soul they are going to fight about. Yeah, with the early secure coming from the side of Omega because of the early of the backs from Nightless, they are able
oh
to
wait, they're
secure
just
them. But
going for
away.
a Chains of Corruption.
Oh,
Yeah, and Solar Flare, but just managed to lantern out immediately. The engage was not completely successful. No one ended up dying. Sir Zephyr is still alive. He still has the shockwave ready to threaten.
there's a
That's a lot of
teleport.
damage though. Yeah, but that's a lot of damage. The poke at least did its job to ward them off of the river, but here comes the Rift Herald going down, trying to put pressure on the mid lane.
But there's still one
Well,
important carry, the Irelia.
wait, Oriana just teleported onto the Rift Herald. I didn't know you can do that, but there we go. Apparently it happens, and the steal from Drops manages to get next to himself. The Vanguard's edge does miss. Meanwhile, on the backside, Wake OG is in a lot of trouble. Smart Boots tries to go for him. He went back,
We don't know
teleports
about
back
that.
in. What in the world just happened? Smart Boots has to get out of there right now.
went
Instead, he just
again?
gets taken back. He went back into the arms of the rally. The Shockwave. Javi is in a lot of trouble as well. Wake OG gets the kill. He is excited, and suddenly things have gone completely wrong for the side of Omega. They got the dragon stolen, and they lose 2 members.
Yeah, on a situation that looked like it was going to be so good for Omega, they were first to River. They poked down the important members from the side of Nightless, but as soon as Nightless went in, they first are able to just distract the LeBlanc enough that it doesn't matter. The Trundle steals the dragon, and then the ensuing fight, LeBlanc goes back in way too many times. I think that she went in twice when she didn't need to come back, and that meant that securing the objective of the LeBlanc was much more easier, and then moving into the rest of the members that went running away was so easy because, and we talked about this. Realistically, Nightless doesn't have great engage measures apart from the pillar and maybe the hook, but the re-engage potential for them is super good. If you try to engage on them and you may fail, they can counter engage really effectively. And we saw what happened. They ended up getting 1 kill from the Leona and then kept on running onto the turrets. So this game is becoming better and better for Nightless the longer that it
Yeah.
goes.
Nightless basically running away with the game right now, and yeah, I don't think going back into the middle of the entire enemy team as LeBlanc with the distortion is the right
Yeah.
play in that situation. That was a very questionable moment from Mark Boots, but well, he still has a chance. He's still pretty strong. He doesn't have a
Oh.
Zonias either or a stopwatch, so definitely something to consider if you're gonna go for a play like that. The chance corruption is flashed away. I'm not sure if that would have landed, but better safe than
Better safe than
sorry,
sorry.
Mark Boots.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage in the ignite as well, but the shields, it keeps Oriana alive.
See, Oriana is such a good champion, and she's already running away, so
Oh
it doesn't
my
matter. She still has.
Gosh,
No, she doesn't have teleport, right? Yeah, she used it in the previous fight.
that was so close. I think Mark Boots is gonna feel a bit robbed of that one. He should have gotten the kill definitely, but the shield from the command protect from Oriana just enough to keep her away. There's the pillar, and it's not gonna. At least it's not gonna taunt Baron into doing something against Mento. Right? I keep calling him a Mento. His name's Mento.
Yeah, it's mental. It's a what? It's a pillar to show your power. Oh, the
Yeah.
hook goes in, but it's not much, sadly.
Yeah, that's onto Javi, who is the support. So not too much value right there. Both ADCs are in the mid lane, but there's not a lot of safety for Varus. That's the big problem. They don't really have map control because of the lost towers there. So I know. Wait, the stun onto Drops, but he's a pretty tanky Trundle. He has a lot of health, and the pillar stops them from going further. Meanwhile, guess who's stealing the camps? It is Aurelia, doing what top laners do.
Yeah, the best top laners know that they need to steal these camps because that way they can keep getting on ahead. And Aurelia is 50 CS ahead of the GP. Like, yeah, realistically, GP takes time and is able to and can survive being behind in CS, but against an Aurelia is not ideal because you're not at this point. Aurelia can be really, really strong, and you're not super strong compared to Aurelia. They're setting up this dive.
Well, the Floss Duet hit. It does actually. The Cannon Barrage goes down, but well, AXM just gets deleted. Meanwhile, Mento here in the upper part of the jungle, trying to get away from 2 people. Drops is just chasing him down. There's a shock wave. that actually missed, and Drops is trying to tank the turret right now. Will the Heartbreak manage to make it out? He does not. Mento just gets taken down, and they're pinging immediately towards the Baron because the enemy jungler is dead.
Yeah, and it's the enemy jungler and the GP. The GP can come back and he does have the ultimate and teleport, but realistically there shouldn't be any instance that you can hope from the side of Omega to stop this Baron. It's just way too much damage from the carries right now of the side of Nightless, and the Trundle has also, even though it's way less than the Nunu, his Spire can also work really well to execute Baron. So it's a really nice ability to utilize to secure Baron or objectives. They may lose this Dragon, which wouldn't be the end of the world if they ended up losing it. It's 30 seconds, although they are already running towards the area, so they should be able to secure the areas and maybe even push harder, especially with an Irelia having the Baron buff to put pressure on the side lane.
Yeah, but Aurelia does not have teleport, so she's gonna join her team right now in order to try and secure that Mountain Soul point for her team, or they can just run it down mid lane. They're not even looking at the Dragon Knight. They're just going for it. They're pinging towards inhibitor.
Forget who cares about that huge lizard? It's just extra stats and some extra mate or something like that. The important thing is the inhibitor. You get that structure, you're closer to winning the game. And they are
no way. They want to win the game. They're just going for the Nexus charge right now. Wait, this might be the team fight to end it. Wait, OG, that's a lot of damage onto the Jinx right now, and they're gonna retreat because their carry is super low health. Instead, they're gonna try to go for the dragon, but Viego's already there, trying to get it for himself. Will Jinx use the rocket? Is the question. Do they know what's happening? They immediately use the cannon barrage to try and stop this, but Drops just splashes in without the care in the world. Mento, he's in a lot of trouble. This is a 1vx situation. Almost tries to get to the reset onto Zephyr, but in the end, it is gonna be the Mountain Dragon going over to Nightless Esports.
Close, but no
cigar. Oh wait, yeah, the Chain of Corruption lands onto Johnny Rockets. Vanguard's edge as well. Mark Fu trying to get the kill. The stun up onto the Aurelia, but he's just so tanky right now. The shutdown goes over to Javi, but he's gonna get taken down eventually. And here comes the teleport over super low health bars on the side of Omega, but they managed to get the kill onto the main enemy threat.
Yeah, they killed their super threat Irelia, really well done. I thought that maybe it was not going to be enough, but luckily at the end they were able to pull through. I'm not sure if they committed the double ignite to be able to actually get the extra damage going, but it's what matters. At least you get the kill, because realistically they lost the Viego. They lost the soul point, which means that now the side of Nightless needs one more Drake to have the extra resistances from the Mountain Soul. And for the Jinx and the Orianna that realistically don't deal much, this can be really important, because that can mean the difference between surviving a teamfight and dying instantaneously against this LeBlanc that has tried everything to keep the side of Omega Esports in the game.
Yeah, it's like the Pokecomp's nightmare, right? If you're fighting up against a mountain or an ocean dragon, suddenly your burst isn't worth as much. So, definitely, especially with Markwood here on this LeBlanc, who may be in a lot of trouble. Drops is coming in here, but Menta and Markwood, they decide to retreat away. They do not have control over that side of the map. Javi's right here to make sure there's no shenanigans over the bot side. And there's a big lane. The minions are pushing down the mid, so they can just concentrate on sieging right now with Aurelia there in the bot lane.
Yeah, and right now, because of how far ahead these champions are, this Foreman is squad without the Mento. He has flash. Okay,
he has flash. He has the Heartbreaker, so immediately just tries to get out of there right now. No resets for the Viego. That's gonna be especially difficult in the team fights where you need to have these resets. You need to have this burst, and okay, there's the poke. There's the Chains of Corruptions, but I don't think it's gonna do much right now. Johnny Rockets, meanwhile, trying to go for a 1v1 here. It is going to be a 2v1 instead. Mento tries to go for stun. It will not. Yeah, Vanguard's edge immediately inactive. That's a lot of damage, and it looks like Johnny Rockets, he's just gonna keep going for it. It's a 1v2, and Mento, he's in a lot of trouble as well. Let's get the double kill on to Johnny Rockets, who is a monster on this pick.
See, so trying to go for the Aurelia makes sense, but I don't think we're enough. Nice attempt, Thresh.
Yeah, that was a close one, honestly. Nice try. Nutty Bars, he has to get out of there right now. The game spiraled out of control since 10 minutes, I believe, into it when really just started getting so far ahead. Johnny Rockets, absolutely a monster. Something for teams to really watch out for is the top laner, performing again and again and again.
Yeah, he has been easily one of the main points. Oh, wait. Oh, the shot.
Yeah, that's the last team fight. I want to PvP that, but everyone just got deleted by Orianna. Here comes the last attempt. Yeah, Mento could go for the Heartbreaker, but no, it is just
Yeah.
the Nexus rather going down, and it will be Nightless Esports winning out on the first game. And well, TDS, what do you think about that?
I think convincing would not be enough to tell the whole story of this game, because bot lane realistically was the strongest point, or the strongest side that you could look into from Omega Gaming, and the Jinx and the Thresh were never threatened realistically. I think died twice maybe, and the Jinx was always able to keep up farm. She even solo killed the Varus, and she was never suffering that much in that place. Meanwhile, on the top side, it was complete chaos and destruction in favor of the Aurelia. Even though the game started kind of going in favor of the GP, and there was even a tension, after they tried to force a play, and it bite them back, and the Aurelia was able to just move and keep on climbing and moving forward in the game, just getting even more fed and more fed the longer the game goes on. And at that point, it was going to be really, really hard for Omega, because their composition was not going to outscale the Jinx, and the Varus. I think that the Varus was the Varus and the LeBlanc were the more important points, but that fight that they lost around the Drake, where the LeBlanc kind of fainted, I think that was close to the, or at least the closest sign that we got that the game was going to be over. Because if LeBlanc cannot play that fight much as effectively as she can, then it was going to be close to impossible to be able to take away this game.
Yep. Well, Nightless Esports Day will go away with a game one victory. Let's see if they can clean the close the series with a quick 2-0, or if Omega Wildcard will make some adjustments and come back into it. But for now, we are gonna go into a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the game of the week here in Senior Division between Omega Wildcards and Nightless Esports. We just came away with a Nightless Esports victory, and I had a short break, had some roasted seaweed for myself. And TDS, what do you think about that game? It's come. We have to talk about adjustments now.
Yeah, they I think the side of Omega needs to adapt to what the side of Nightless are doing, and I think it has to come from the top lane. Even though the GP is not a bad pick, either you have something that can fight really strongly in the early game so that you don't give away an advantage to Johnny Rockets, or you just draft a tank and hope that you survive the top lane enough that you can get value later on. Because GP, even though he's one of the best scaling champions, if you fall behind, it's going to be really hard to come back. So I think that can be one of the adaptations that Omega Gaming can look into. Because let's be honest, Johnny Rockets has looked like like one of the better players in the league already these 2 weeks.
Yeah, from what I've seen, honestly, one of the best top laners so far. Really smurfing on everyone right now, especially with all the carry picks that he is being given. So I don't know. I've seen it. We've also seen him play so many different types of champions that it's so hard to ban him out. But as you said, it may be better to just put AXM on a tank and see how he does there. But
Yeah.
you know, or they could at least just basically overload top lane and try to shut down Johnny Rockets before he gets out too much out of control. But we will see what the adjustments will be. We're just waiting for the players to get back into the game right now. TDS, you're in the lobby. Get your
I am.
spectator, my friend.
Uh uh okay. I mean, now we
All
can
right.
we can start. That's better.
Yeah, all right. So regarding draft, what do you think? What else do you think adjustment should be made for the side of Omega Wildcard?
I think jungle wise, because we the Viego, even though it wasn't a horrible pick, I feel like the impact was close to in non-existent, to say the least. I think that early game wise, he tried to go for cheeky plays and tried to go for interesting ganks, but they never amounted to anything. And it was the Trundle getting the better out of the Viego consistently in the jungle, I feel like. So I think that having a little bit more early game impact could be better for Omega. Maybe look into the Shin if it's not banned, because the previous game it was banned. I think that Zac can also be a viable option. Not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
players like the Zac, but I feel like Zac is one of the better junglers right now in the game, with the potential to gank almost any lane from any position. And teamfight wise, he can just be such a huge menace against the amount of immobile carries that are currently plaguing the game. I feel like Zac can just be so useful for that. The other options could be just bank on the idea of going for team fights, and maybe you can go for the fiddlesticks, for the nocturne, that
Mm.
even though they take a little bit of time to get to a really strong point, you can just farm them out and try and force fights to that. And I feel like Omega try to do both things, that were pressure early but also be really adept in farming and trying to reach strong points, and they failed at both. So I feel like if you're going to go for both, for one of the strategies, just bank heavily on one of the two and try and play through that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Viego as a pick, right? It's not a
Yeah.
normal jungler where you just expect him to be at the laner's beck and call, where he just
Yeah.
please gank for me, jungler. My lane is in need of help. You need to be able to play towards the Viego in order to get him ahead, for him to start getting those OP resets that we keep seeing in pro play and high level play. So definitely something to keep in mind. And I swear the names of the in the draft amuses me. Anyway, we are getting into the ban list right now. Jin again being taken out, just a comfort pick. Apparently for the side of Nutty Bars, they don't want to let him have it, so they're just gonna take it out right now. And well, for the side of Night of Esports, they don't really. It doesn't really feel like they need to make any adjustments.
Yeah, I feel like they have a really logical way of playing the game, where is putting Johnny Rockets on a champion that can be auto-sufficient in the top lane. So just once go there, and then the rest of the game you can pretty much leave him alone, and then give Waco G champions that don't need to be super impactful in laning phase, but can be impactful later on. Last week we saw him on the Ezreal. He played really well. The Jinx today was really well played as well. I think that if they keep the same formula, giving a lot of or control or avenues for Johnny Rockets to handle the game and keep the pace of the game controlled by him. It can be really good for Nightless, and I think mid lane and jungle are two of the much more versatile players in this team, in the sense that they can allocate themselves to whatever the team needs. Be it a really early game jungler to put pressure, or a tank jungler, and a mid laner that be it a mage mid laner or a much more carry oriented mid laner. Because we saw Sir Sepre on the sidelines last week, and he also played really well.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, for those who are wondering about the bans, the Annie and Tima ban, what do you call this? Nightless Esports. I think sorry, not Nightless Esports. It was Omega Wildcard. They brought in another substitution support. It will be 35701. That will be a very fun name to say during team fights. You get a number, not a name, and well, because of that, Lee Sin just got open, and it looks like it will be snatched up by the side of Nightless.
Yep, taking it away. It was banned on the first game, so looking at it now, I think it makes sense to just take it away. It's a really early power jungler in the form of the Lee Sin that can impact so many lanes, and I think that a lot of the junglers have really favored the Lee Sin recently. But talking about a jungler that has been popping up, the Echo, I think that it's gonna still be a mid lane Echo though, but I think that Echo right now in the jungle is in such a good position. I think that he's becoming what Diana was in the previous patches, and I think that's a really important thing.
Plus, you know, Echo, he's super slippery, right? Unlike Diana, he doesn't just have to go in button. He can easily get away, slow people down, and it looks like, well, there's not too much of a formula change from the side of Omega. I'm getting thrown off by their names in draft. It's absolutely different, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Varus still being picked for that lane priority, and Varus really wasn't really a problem. They were still pretty much getting the picks, getting that lead, but it felt like it just wasn't enough, and it looks like the side of the side of Nightless Esports, they're gonna be going for the Jinx yet again for Wake OG.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. Wake OG can pretty much be he's a really good teamfight carry, so putting him in picks like the Jinx makes a lot of sense. I really like the adaptation going for now LeBlanc and Lee Sin, having that two-man squad that can impact the map much more early than the Orianna and the Trundle. Trundle can impact, but the LeBlanc can do it in a much more earlier fashion. So I really like this idea from Nightless, and if they give Johnny Rockets another really good pick on the top lane, especially now that they are on blue side, then it makes much more sense that they want to try and put pressure early on. And a Camille, ooh.
Okay, that's a woo right there. There's a change of pace. Camille going in. They are going to be banning away the Jax. The traditional counter pick towards Camille. So definitely makes sense to be able to do that right now and make sure that Johnny Rocket doesn't get out of control. But yeah, so many options going into this. He could decide to go for the early again, which would end up being a bit of a skill matchup. But we'll see what he decides to counter pick with. Because at this point, if the fact that you blind pick Camille means that you're giving Johnny Rocket's counter pick, and that's a very scary prospect.
Yeah, but I think that's something that Omega has realized, the fact that they can probably put their top laner on Camille to try and give a safer, to say like in columns, safer opportunity in this game. But like you're saying, giving Johnny Rockets, who has been such a good player for the last 2 weeks, it's really scary, because you don't know, first of all, you don't know what he will pick, and he does favor carry, so Fiora can be an option that, even though it's much more of a skill matchup, it's still a really good matchup against the Camille, and if you're able to play that, it can be really scary.
Yeah, and well, TF was also not big. It said Cassian was banned, so that could be an option. It will be the Zoe instead. Now, this is a mid laner that she's kind of a jack of all trades mid laner, right? That can fit into a lot of composition, so not too surprised. But one thing she can do is roam. And so if they're gonna start overloading resources top, that may be the key to just shutting Johnny Rockets down by getting AXM ahead in his lane.
Yeah, that would be the other really good way to try and, or like, because we talked about adaptations in draft, but there's also the adaptations in game, and those go by hand with the draft. So wait, another Irelia. I think
he just goes for it. Auto lock.
It's close to the same as it would be with not with the GP, but with the Fiora, in terms of potential outplay. Like it's really dependent on the skill of the player. But I favor the Irelia. I think that Irelia has a lot of avenues to be able to cancel the Camille, and the damage reduction that she receives can be really important in this matchup. So it's going to be interesting. I favor the Irelia, but Camille has avenues to be able to play this.
Yeah.
And Bard last pick, ooh.
Whoa, what? They just went for the Bard. Okay, so double range matchup there. That's really decent counter into the Braum as well. So Bard being picked up along with the Varus. This is a 2v2 lane that can be extremely deadly. And the fact that there's a Bard, look at the mobility on this entire team that the side of Omega Wildcard put together. They have Camille, they have Echo, Zoe, and Bard. Only Varus is basically the one that's stuck in place as the mobile carry.
Yep, pretty much. But I'm also interested in the fact that it's super squishy, both of these compositions. Like, when you think about it, there's no tank that you can realistically see as a super tank apart from the Braum, and Braum will not have access to tank item, which means that...
Nah, man, tanks are for noobs.
Yeah, every
According to
champion, every champion can get exploded, which means that LeBlanc, Echo, and Zoe will have a field day in this game because they can explode anyone that they see. It's going to be really interesting to see, and whoever gets a nerdy lead can just run over the game with it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very poly matchup either way. And yeah, the thing about tanks, when it's a tank meta, everyone complains. When it's not a tank meta, everyone complains.
Like,
you just can't win when it comes to tanks.
See, I'm okay with tanks. I like tank meta because realistically it doesn't affect me that much since I'm a mid laner, but that people
Hey,
just
wait. Just wait for there's the Ornn mid meta. That one.
Hey, Ornn is
alone with the
super fun.
Malphite.
Ornn is super fun. I would play Ornn mid. That thing is super hilarious.
All right, there we go, guys. Watch out for TDS in your solo queue matches because he's gonna pick Ornn mid. Try to counter with GP. Anyway, back into the game right now. We are at Champion Select. Teams are being picked up, and well, I mean, as you said before, right? Lee Sin and LeBlanc, one of the most traditional power duos, right there. All the mobility, all the strength to get out into the map and start causing chaos, whether it's in the enemy jungle or whether it's a bot lane. Where I'm assuming again they're gonna try to I'm assuming they're gonna try to protect against this Varus and this Bard, and do a lot of damage. Plus, imagine the teleport coming from Camille onto the bot lane. Bard can just immediately ultimate the tower. It's gone, and it's free pickings for both Nutty Bars and 357.
Yeah, it's a nice way to execute, and I think that Bard will play a pivotal role in this game if the side of Omega wants to win, because he will be the key to denying so much coming from the side of Nightless. Mainly the leasing potential kick, the Irelia diving into your backline, and the LeBlanc. I think that those three factors need to be denied by the Bard. And that's why I think that if he is able to play exceptionally well or play to a really decent level, he can put the game in such a carryable position for the other members from the side of Omega. But if he doesn't execute to the degree that I expect, or if they Irelia, LeBlanc, or Lee Sin are really far ahead, it can just be really detrimental for Omega because they realistically don't have super clear answers if a carry is super far ahead. Like, even if the Bard is good with the ultimate, realistically the LeBlanc is 5-0. I don't think it's going to matter if the Bard hits a great ultimate.
Yeah, well, Bards are TDS. They're either smurfing or they're feeding their asses off. So it do be like that. The execution is going to be on his. He has to be able to execute on this champion if he wants to be able to, save the games for his team at the time. So look at these two compositions, TDS. One final question before we head into a break. Who do you think is gonna win?
I think it's going to be Nightless, because I think that their performance in the previous game was really good. And I'm really banking on the Johnny Rockets train. I think he's been playing really well, and maybe he will be able to pull it off again.
Okay, well, hopefully Johnny Rockets isn't listening to the stream and gets caster cursed. But yeah, anyway, guys, we will be heading to short break while we wait for the spectator delay. It's gonna be Omega Wildcard versus Nightless Esports, with Nightless Esports already one up in the series. If they win, then this will be a clean sweep for them. But if Omega win, then they will be forcing a game 3. Of course, that's very obvious. That's common sense. But you know what, guys? We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Runeterra Academy. My name is Miles David, and here with me is TDS, and we're bringing you Game 2 between Nightless Esports and Omega Wildcards. And right now, Nightless Esports are up one game, so if they win this one, they will be going off with a clean sweep. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Right now, they are on the blue side, with Omega Wildcard taking the red side, and they have a bit, Wildcard have a bit of a change of plan this time.
Yeah, pretty much trying to play much more aggressively. I feel like with the Camille, with the Echo, with the Soy, I think that you touched on a really important point, and it's maybe answering aggression for the top lane with aggression against the top lane as well. So trying to fight fire with fire, we need to see if it's going to work. But I think the idea is not completely bad, just how you execute at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it always almost always comes down to execution, especially with the champions they pick. Right. We have an Echo, we have a Bard on the on their side. So if they don't execute, things are gonna soon fall apart for them. But we'll see if they're gonna be able to do it. Lee Sin, of course, on the side of drops, one of the better junglers right now, as he has always been for the past however many years Lee Sin has been out. Playmaker champion, and in the late game, he can just survive so much with his Gore Drinker. But yep, looks like there's not too much drama. No fancy level ones. Both teams just
Sadly.
trying to. Yeah, sadly, the chaos would have been fun, but both junglers are on opposite sides of the map too, so might not have
Yeah,
too much action here in this early game.
starting pretty similar to how the previous game went with the jungler from Nightless drops much more going maybe towards the top lane. Meanwhile, it's I am happy this time, not mental, but I am happy going towards the bot lane. So pretty clear that both of these teams kind of like to play towards these lanes. Especially, I think Nightless was much more obvious. But even with the change of junglers, it's the side of Omega still trying to go towards the bottom side.
Now, one thing's interesting though, Lee Sin just went from buff to buff, so I'm assuming he wants to go for immediate gank somewhere in the top lane, okay? Maybe get the dive onto Camille at level 3. We'll see if he's gonna be able to pull it off. But yeah, he's just going so far ahead of Echo right now.
Yeah, it's just a kind of thing that can happen in the jungle matchup. The Lee Sin realistically doesn't farm as super quick as the Echo does, but if you're able to keep up a good enough pace and then begin impacting the map, it's going to be way better than just continue farming as the Lee Sin at least. The Echo, I think that what he's doing is completely perfect. Ooh, nice trade on top
Yeah,
lane.
wait, lost to it. Actually, AXM, he's in a lot of trouble, and Lee Sin's already on the way up, trying to maybe go for a dive there,
Can
but
they dive this?
they probably can. The wave isn't too big though, and I think it's already crashing onto the turret, so it's gonna be a very risky prospect.
Ooh, the
Yeah,
stun
there's a
hit.
plus duet. Okay,
Oh,
that was extremely close. AXM immediately has to flash out of there, and that was I'd say that was a decent gank overall. No, lose nothing and get the enemy's flash. But here we go, Sir Zephyr.
mid lane,
He's in
the
a little bit
bubble.
of trouble. He has to flash
He
away
has a flash, yeah.
immediately just to be able to dodge out. That was a really well played bubble. Sleepy Trouble will better mark boots.
Yeah, it would have been nice if the LeBlanc could have baited it, because she actually was trying really hard to be able to move around it, but at
Oh
that
wait,
position, at that place, it's going to be super hard. It's just a
yeah,
flash from
okay.
the W.
Yeah, there we go. Sleepy Trouble bubble used again. This time it did hit the Sir Zapper, so has to be a bit more careful. Echo is right there behind him, stealing the Raptor camp actually because Lee Sin did not choose to take that.
Yeah, it's the Echo putting pressure, and the fact is that Echo can clear faster than releasing. So if you have that opportunity,
Oh wait,
oh,
yeah, there's a Q
no,
drop
too
ship
far.
immediately flashed in. Will they be able to make it? Is the big question, but the blast pack is right there, and he's surrounded
Yep.
completely. First blood going over to 357.
The idea isn't bad, but if you're going to go for that play, you have to be 100% ready to flash in. Because the Lee Sin wasn't ready for that. He thought that he got the extra damage, but if you're going to go for that play, you have to be ready for anything happening. The Lee Sin wasn't. He ends up dying, and it's a really great first blood. It goes to the Bard, yes, but it's really good to put a pressure now on the Lee Sin because he doesn't have his mind. He's 13 CS behind the Echo that will keep on farming and becoming a really impactful champion later on, and the Lee Sin hasn't gotten that much impact realistically.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? You pick an early game champion that can really snowball in the early game, but not really doing too much with it right yet. You did get the flash in the top lane though. That might end up being relevant later on because while Lee Sin is kind of behind in the jungle matchup, Johnny Rocket just pulling far ahead.
Yeah, he's Johnny Rockets at least is always like the player that keeps on being in a good spot from the team. The bottom lane also serviceable enough. They are up in CS by a little bit, but the wave will crash and Barris will be able to stack this. But yeah, it's Johnny Rockets that he's able to. Ooh, that is almost so close.
Yeah, that Sauce duet was very close. He's just going in. The trades are going well, and the passive is full. But AXM able to find the route opportunity, but drops us right here. Might end up
Yeah,
baiting it in.
and the wave was previously in a really good spot to try and force a play. Now it's not that much great, but Falzuet is now. Oh, he missed again. Can he
I
maybe
think he's
force
trying.
this?
Yeah, trying to make himself vulnerable right now, but well,
Yeah.
after him, he can just get away with the E. So very unfortunate. They're not gonna get an advantage and more time wasted for the side of drops right now. And Echo, he's just going to make a play, a cross map play over to the bot lane. Wait,
Oh,
OG,
wait.
he's so solo at the hub,
He's
but
dead?
here comes I am Yavi. Oh, and the Naughty Bars gets the kill as well. I didn't realize I am Yavi just switched to jungle.
Yeah,
I
he.
just I just realized right now I am Happy is the new jungler for the side of Omega Wildcard. Maybe this is the key because right now he is so far ahead.
Yeah, maybe this actually helps, but yeah, it's the bottom lane now. Even though I praise them as being a consistent safe lane, they overstayed without actually needing to, overcommit, and now are really far behind because they not only give a kill to the Varus and a kill to the Echo, but also lost a plate and this Dragon. That is really impactful for beside the game, and it's I am having way, or in a way better position now than the Lee Sin, and realistically now it's only Johnny Rockets that it can kind of
Oh
salvage the
wait,
situation. Oh,
yeah, there
what's
we go.
he gonna do?
Yeah, Vanguard's Edge did manage to land, but well, XM he just Attack on Titans out of there.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a cute execution, but not a flawless execution, and he ends up not achieving much for the Irelia. Johnny Rockets, it feels like with that ultimate, he really wants to try and begin getting a really important advantage now because the rest of the map is so far behind, apart from the LeBlanc.
Yeah, that's a big problem right now. Bot lane is in a lot of trouble, and this Echo should be getting
Oh,
farther and farther ahead, but he is somewhere there in the top lane. I
yeah, this
realized my
song.
directed camera is not on. Okay, so I wasn't looking at the map. I was just staring at the top lane tower. All right, we are back to it, and well, 357 right here. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Johnny Rocket tried to go in. The hook shot
Oh, the
lands
stun
onto
hits.
him, but Flaws do it. Hits the ultimate. Johnny Rocket, can he get
Yep.
the kill? No, he will not. I am Happy will instead get the dub over there in the top lane. Meanwhile, here we go. The root and the sleep, both mid laners were incapacitated that time. Awake OG just getting the push down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, not much apart from getting the push, although this in
Oh
here,
wait,
maybe they can go
here
for
it
this play.
comes. They're just going for it right now. Change corruption did land on Eric Northman, and this dive is not going super well.
Oh,
357
wait,
just
Wake OG?
sneak out of there. Wake OG just
Was it a
got hit by a
flash?
turret, and he just gets
Oh,
killed immediately
no.
by an auto attack from the Bard. Here comes the ultimate as well, and well, Nutty Bard he's just gonna charge this arrow, probably gonna fire as well, and will just take it for himself. The dive ended up in a disaster for Nightless Esports.
Yeah, so I won't say that it's game over yet because
Oh.
everything can happen and you still have a jinx. But I would say that if this was a loading screen, it would be 95% done. Because with the amount of lead that they have and the amount of and the champions that they have with the damage they can build up, it's going to be really hard for Nightless to be able to pull up. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard to be able to do it. Oh, and
Guess who's in
Promise.
trouble though, Eric Northman. He has to flash out immediately, but it's just killed by I am Yavi. Another kill onto him, another mark onto the Dark Seal. Zoe has one as well, and you can tell they're gonna be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a given, and Echo just keeps on getting stronger and stronger. Look at the difference in the jungle: 23 CS in favor of the Echo, now 24, and it's just going to keep on amounting to so much more with the extra buff from the Dark Harvest. Apart, you getting the extra stacks, it's going to be way too much damage that I don't think the side of Nightless will be able to survive. Oh,
Yeah, okay,
another
1v1, here
force
we
to
go.
engage.
I mean, every time Johnny Rocket tries to go for a play, Camille just gets out there with the hook
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, and the problem is that I'm not against doing this, but you fail the
Wait, they're just going in again.
the Camille, Irelia fails the flawless duet, trying to get it on top of the Camille. Doesn't get it and still tries to forcefully force something against a Camille that has flash and the hook shot is still up. It's not going to matter. I like that they are capitalizing on these plates, but the gold is nice, but realistically, look at the difference in
Oh,
experience. Camille,
wait, the stun, the parallel
Oh.
convergence. Wake OG, he's in a lot of trouble. He is dead. Javi rather. He gets the kill. The change of corruption does not land, but that's of damage to Eric Northman. The ultimate on to the turret, and they're just gonna keep going. The stun lands, and
But-
this Bard Echo combo is just working out again and again.
Yeah, but it's mainly for me at least, and we talked about this. The Bard is it's making the main plays. In the first 2v2 kill that they got, it was mainly the Bard hitting the stun and being able to just pressure the Jinx and the Braum. And now it's the setup from the Bard getting through because the Bard is also so slippery. You don't get doomed because of that. Oh, mid lane.
Oh,
Yeah,
change
mid
that.
lane, there we go. A duel between these two. There's Zephyr though. He has to Q, he has to Q, he has to go for it, but
Here's Echo as
immediate
well.
stopwatch right now, and here comes the parallel convergence as well. Drops. He
Oh,
has
the
to
kick.
Dragon Rage them out of there. Great knock up, great flash. But Sir Zephyr, he's in a lot of trouble. That was very close to drops, just getting dropped.
Yeah, pretty much. And the sad thing is that realistically, I don't think they have a really good answer. Even in a 2v2, I don't think they win that all the stun.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe they can get this kill
357.
on the part.
He has the homing missile on his Q apparently. The sun lands. The parallel convergence is
Oh,
here
okay,
to shut down on to the Bard at least. Here comes I am Heavy, and Mark Boots will get the kill onto Eric Northman. Sir Zephyr is down to low health as well, and the first kill going over to the side of Nightless Esports in this entire game. Nutty Bard though, he's just going
Oh,
in
on
to change
teleport.
corruption. That's not land, but Mark Boots is here with the teleport.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think Wake OG is gonna survive, and Nutty Bard is gonna get the kill.
Yeah, trying to be cheeky, trying to get turret plates. She gets two, but you died in the process, and I don't think it's worth at all. So a play that was a trade 1-for-1 for both supports ends up being now a 2-for-1 in favor of the side of Omega, and they are going to be able to keep on pushing the turret. There and also get the Drake. There's no real answer that Nightless could look into, and this is the problem with this game that wasn't present in the previous game, and it's the fact that bottom lane has died, yes, but top lane cannot get anything, and this difference in top lane being ahead from this game to from the previous game to this game, it's the main difference that is favoring the making the Omega so much more comfortable and probably the favorites to win the game at this point.
Yeah, I mean AXM, he's just doing well at this point. When Johnny Rocket, he just neutralized Johnny Rocket to the Camille, right? Gets away
Yep.
gets away whenever he tries to go for a play. And right now with the Sheen, he's able to actually trade with the Aurelia at this point.
Yeah, it's funny
The
enough
lane
how
swap.
yeah, it's
He
funny how
teleported. What?
yeah, he teleported there. So did he think maybe it was a play that you could look into?
I have no idea. The directed camera just pushed us off, and when I look back there, Aurelia was there in the bot lane, having expended their teleport. So I'm assuming they tried to go for a play, bit of a desperate maneuver onto the bot lane, but Nani Bar is just able to get away.
Yeah, the problem is that that means now that they are behind in tempo because Irelia will not get this gold. I think that getting the gold is fine, but if Irelia doesn't get it, you're not getting that much value of that, and they are not even getting it. Oh no!
Oh no, they're not. The referral just got stopped. That's one thing Bart can do. Wake OG is in a lot of trouble. He has to flash out right
He's
now, and that's a lot of damage onto Wake OG, who is now 0-5. This is so unfortunate for the ADC of Nightless.
See, this is what happens when I praise or give credit to a player. They ended up just feeding, and I'm here
Well, he's not
looking
feeding
back.
anymore.
No,
You
Johnny
bastard
Rockets
blessed him.
wasn't. Yeah, no, Johnny Rockets wasn't. I was meaning Wake OG. I credit Wake OG for being a safe AD carry, and he's a 1-5. So, see, I'm still on John Rocket's train. Don't get me wrong. I think that he's still a really good player.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the only ones on
Now
the
I
team that
curse
has a
him.
killer, right? Wait, did you? Is he getting surrounded or something? Oh yeah.
Maybe.
No,
I
he's
think
not. Alright,
yeah,
he's
he's
there.
not okay.
He's
So
there. He's
if-
there. Fine. He's on the top side. He's fine.
Yeah, so luckily he can do something. But right now, this whole game at this point, it's completely banking on the Irelia and the LeBlanc. If those two can keep the game going by some miracle, then Nightless can still get a chance because Jinx will inevitably at some point get gold and items. That's something that will happen. The problem is how much will it take, and it's going to be completely on the back on Irelia and LeBlanc to be able to pull it off.
Yeah. The problem is right now I am heavy on the Echo. Well, he has 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. I'm assuming that's gonna turn into a Megis very soon, and the Poke is just gonna be unreal, especially from the Mark Boots on the Zoe and Varus. It's just gonna be so hard to try and get an engage on these guys. And AXM trying to go for
Oh.
more. He goes for the ultimate on the Johnny Rocket, who gets a lot of trouble. I am happy is right here. The parallel converges as well, and here comes the
No
board.
flash.
I am happy gets the kill. That's 4 people in the top lane. He's not gonna be surviving that. Johnny Rocket taken down yet again.
Yeah, and it's the easy rotation from this. Omega has so many avenues to play this game because of how far ahead they are. They can just push the turret in mid lane that we saw, and then instantaneously rotating to the top side. And there's not much that Nightless can do to stop it, apart from just running away and not giving a kill, which realistically would be the much more ideal situation. But Nightless needs to get some kind of comeback potential in this game, and that would be on getting picks on the Zoe or on the Varus or on the Camille. Champions that you can get on top of and don't have that many measures to run away, apart from maybe the Camille. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. They're
This
trying
is
to
the
go
play
into
that they
Zoe's
need,
smart
yeah.
teammate. Yeah, he might be in a lot of trouble right now. No, he does have his flash.
Oh,
Oh, here comes the ultimate from the Bard. Will it be able to buy enough time? It will not. But Fire Convergence is here, and there are 3 people. They're completely surrounded. I don't think the play was worth it. They tried to go for it. Instead, a double kill goes over to the Echo. Drops is slowed as well. He's in a lot of trouble. I am
and I
happy.
think
Has the
Lee Sin was
flash.
dead. Yep.
Has the kill. 357 will be the one to claim it in the end. Wake OG trying to answer back with a turret in the mid lane, but he has to get out of there right now because Varus is on the way.
Yeah, you need to run away. You cannot give another kill as a Jinx. And the play is the correct one. Don't get me wrong. Going for the Zoe there, it's correct. The problem is the timing. When they go for that play, Zoe is already not only running away, but the whole team is already resetting, which means that it's really easy for the side of Omega to respond to the play from Nightless. So even if you're able to get the kill on the Zoe that they did, it's so easy to answer back with a couple of kills as Nightless, and they do so, and it's not only the kills that they got, but also pressure on the map once again.
Yeah, and we were talking about a bit about how Omega Titans earlier during our discussion on how the jungle matchup needs to change a bit. But I am happy on this Echo, absolutely smurfing on the enemy team right now. I want to see Omega keep this actually. Keep I am happy on the jungle position if he's gonna keep
Yeah.
performing like this.
Yeah, it seems like the team has played better with this. Oh,
Yeah,
That hurts.
that's a very painful title start coming in from Mark Boots right now. The attempted steal with the Super Mega Death Rocket does not land. Unfortunately, I'm happy we'll claim that, and that is going to be Infernal Soul. And well, I don't know about you, TDS, but the prospect of an Echo this fed with an Infernal Skull is extremely scary.
yeah. So remember, 95% done with Infernal Soul. It would be 99, pretty much.
Yeah, we're at 99 right now. Okay, the Drowsy does land onto the Aurelia. He is asleep, but I don't
Oh,
think
but
he's
she's
gonna
dead still.
continue.
Look at
Yeah,
the
there's the entire goon squad is here just to deal with Johnny Rockets. Hello, my friend. You're just gonna get taken down. Fully stacked Meja is on I am happy, and at this point, I don't know. If I'm Nightless Esports, I have to think, what the heck happened to make this game snowball to this effect? Because it's starting to feel very unplayable.
Yeah, the problem started when they attempted to try and fight at level 2. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they're just trying to go in on this. They're not even scared. AXM, he has
Echo is
his
here.
Yeah, Echo is here along with the rest of the team right now. I don't think a 5v5 will work in favor of Nightless Esports. They can just go with the Bard, the flash, the failed flash, but it doesn't matter. Wake OG, he's just absolutely dead. Zephyr almost gets the kill on to the Varus, but here comes Jeff trying to get the kill. He does get the Dragon Rage. Ultimate shutdown onto the Lee Sin, but it's not going to be enough. 3571 gets slain as well. The barrel converges his Eric Thorpeman. I don't think he's long for this world. As AXM, they're gonna donate the kill over to this Camille. The Vanguard's Edge comes in. Johnny Rockets again facing against 3 players on the enemy team and does not survive. I am happy, absolutely dominating in this matchup.
Yeah, I think, like you say, they don't need to play him support once again. Just keep him in the jungle. He has been playing so well as the Echo, and the fact that he was never pressured by the Lee Sin, and we saw that in the CS difference, we still see that in the CS difference, means that he had a really easy time to play this jungle. I think that one of the main factors that made this game so favorable for Omega was, first of all, the early kill that they got onto the Jinx and the Braum really early on, and the fact that the counter play from Nightless never came into fruition. Because in the previous game we saw it plenty of times or we saw a couple of times where mid lane and bottom lane would end up forcing too much or maybe dying. But on the top lane, you're winning. You're getting such a huge advantage, and it didn't matter. But because this game, that's not happening, the rest of the map is just losing. Top lane is not getting an advantage. She didn't get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. If he got it, that's like adding insult to injury at this point.
Yep. Just pouring a little bit of salt on top of
Oh, wait.
the cut in your stomach.
Yeah, right. There we go. XM. Oh no! Yeah, Jinx just got hit by the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Immediate ultimate onto him, and here comes the arrow. Will be enough to get the kill. Eric Thorpeman will be sacrificial lamb just to save his ADC from getting deleted.
Well, I'm going to caster curse a little bit, and I think that the game will end in the next 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to go much further than that.
I mean, it feels that way, right? The Infernal Soul is gonna come up soon. The Baron is already there as a possibility. The only good part is right there in the top lane. Meanwhile, oh no, here's
Camille.
Zephyr. He's in a lot of trouble. They
Yep.
tried to go for him, but that was the clone. That was not LeBlanc, unfortunately. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're just completely destroying it right now. Irelis in the top lane trying to get
But,
something
yeah.
back, but the tier 2 for an inhibitor, you'll take that trade any day.
Yeah, but look at the bright side. At least Irelia is getting gold. I think that that's the only good thing that you can actually think about because everywhere is in the map, it's in shambles.
She doesn't even have a
nothing.
mythic, man.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have a mythic.
I'm just trying to see the silver lining, okay? I think that that is a positive thing, the fact that she's getting gold. But realistically, the rest of the map is in shambles. There's not one place that I can confidently say that the side of Nightless is in a good spot, apart from top lane, and even then, it's not that good. Oh, drops.
Oh my gosh, the damage, yeah, drops immediately taken down. That's 1 minute for the dragon, but Mark Boots, he's in a bit of trouble himself, trying to go for a pick, and instead he may end up giving his life here. Barely able to get away. The Super Mega Death Rocket misses, and that was a bit of a dangerous move by Mark Boots, not gonna lie. Especially when the dragon is about to come up and fighting a 4v5, you know, at least making your team fight 4v5 is one of the ways back into this. There's Zephyr just dodges the chains of corruption, but here comes AXM. Fearless just going in. The teleport is coming in as well. Here comes Mark Boots yet again. The stun on to Sir Zephyr. And this Bard is just dueling the LeBlanc, and he's winning out in the end. There's no escape, my friend. For the LeBlanc, Nutty Bars. You can do all the magic you want, but an arrow to the heart is what will get you in the end. 1 second till the dragon. It is up, but it looks like the side of Omega Wildcard, they just want to win the game.
Oh, drops.
Yeah,
I think
drop.
that it's pretty much that. Oh wait,
Yeah, Vanguard's Edge, here we go. If this is going to be it, the shield bow is just not enough. Even Irelia just gets bursted down. Johnny Rockets in a lot of trouble. It is a 10,000 gold lead for the side of Omega Wildcard. What an amazing turnaround from them.
Yeah, it's complete night and day from this game, from the previous game to this game, and it all has to do with the early games. With the early start of the games, everything matters. The fact that the top lane never got ahead and the fact that the bottom lane was able to just get so huge and the echo as well, just meant that there was never any true catching potential from the side of Nightless. I was banking on them being able to perform really well as they did in the previous games, but total change.
Going in, and he just gets deleted immediately. 357, 5118 on the board. What a successful take,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
well, there's a surrender. They surrendered. They realized this is not winnable. Okay. And it looks like, well, yeah, Omega Wildcard will be winning that one, and we are going on to a game 3.
Yeah. I think I wasn't expecting this. I think that the first game from Nightless was so good that they can maybe pull it off, but complete turnaround from the side of Omega Gaming. They certainly changed players, they changed positions, and it certainly worked wonders. Now we need to see if it can carry them to win the series, but overall, really great turnaround performance by them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If you're any other team in senior looking at this, you're like, wait, their support can play jungle? And you suddenly have so much more you have to prepare for if you're going to try to draft against the side of a Mega Wildcard who seems to have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. And meanwhile, Nightless Esports will have to see if they can bounce back from this really devastating loss right now. It looked like they really just couldn't get the ground. Wake OG, I like to concentrate on him. He's 0-6. He did not have a fun time down there in that bot lane. Excuse me.
Yep. I think that one of the members that I praised certainly didn't have a happy time this time around, and I think it also had to do with the fact that you didn't have the thresh there. The lantern certainly saved you much more times that you weren't able to play well enough this game. So obviously the thresh may have impacted, but I think that much more so than anything else, I think that Lee Sin was the main problem. Even though Lee Sin is a great early game jungler, and a lot of junglers do end up getting an advantage to be able to have the Lee Sin be useful. This time around, without an advantage, without having any impact, it was just a complete dead weight that you couldn't get up from the ground. And it just meant it was just detrimental for Nightless. And at the end of the day, it didn't have any impact and just ended up losing the game because of that. And other things, obviously.
But don't worry, Wick OG. You can just blame this on caster diff because TDS definitely cursed you.
Yeah. I can live with that, don't worry.
All right, with that said, we are going to go into a short break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with Game 3 between Nightless Esports and Omega Wildcard very soon. Don't go anywhere. And hello, everyone. We are back here in Runeterra Academy Senior Division. The match of the week between Nightless Esports and Mega Wildcard. Now, I did make a mistake during the broadcast. Apparently, I'm Javi is actually the main jungler on Wildcards, which starts to make sense on why the team suddenly started doing well with him in the role. And King57 is their main support. So they are playing with their main roster right now. Nightless Esports, though, TDS, they kind of have to get back into the swing of things because they got absolutely
Yep.
dominated in that game, too.
Yeah, it was similar to the game what they did to Mega in game one, but now getting themselves down by that. And now we need to see what adaptations they have. Do they stay with the Lee Sin first pick, with the Jinx, with the tank supports, or do they go for something different? They banned the Barons now, so adaptations coming through. They don't want to go against that matchup that certainly, even though in the first game it didn't show much, it certainly had pressure onto the bottom lane, but it wasn't as impactful as it was in the second game. But I feel like Bard was much more important than the Varus on that second game.
I mean, it's usually the support diff, right, in the bot lane that ends up winning out. And although Braum is still a good pick into engage supports, yeah, I think that was a mistake for the side of Nightless Esports to blind pick it because there's so many things that can counter it. Meanwhile, they're just prioritizing the Echo for him, first picking it for him immediately. And well, after seeing that game, you can easily see why.
Yeah, it was a really nice performance. I think that it was also helped by the fact that the Lee Sin didn't achieve anything that much, which means that the Echo will have an easy time farming all over the map, and as soon as he has items and things like that, he can play much more easy the game. But this time around against the Trundle, it's obviously not the fastest of farmers, but his impact in the later stage of the game will still close to the same because of the ultimate that it can steal stats from from the champions and make them much more weaker, and the pillar. I think that those two factors make Trundle much more valuable than the Lee Sin and a much more important threat in the later stage of the game.
Yeah, we'll see. This time it'll be a bit of a different jungle matchup, right? Plus, it should be able to at least limit a bit the mobility that Echo has
Yeah.
on this pick. And looks like we do have an adjustment. Justana being considered, and it will be locked in for the side of Nightless. We'll see how well. We'll see how well Wake OG can do on this pick. We've seen it. We've seen him on it before, right? So
Yeah, or steer separate. Yeah, it's still a flex.
yeah,
so.
yeah. Oh yeah, right. So separate. One thing I keep forgetting is that Mitsusan, but I see it so rarely, man. I see it so rarely. It never
does
happens.
So much in priority, but still a possibility. I would still think that it's going to go into the bottom lane, but this makes me think if it's Tristana AD carry, this makes me think that they are going to go for a tank support. Oh wait, I think they messed up. Yeah, they messed up. It's Lucian. Okay.
Is it Lucian? It is
Yeah,
Lucian.
they are saying on chat it is the Lucian, so it's okay. So Lucian against the Tristana, two champions that were previously mid laners, now AD carries once again. It's going to be interesting to see. And the Lucian, it's a champion that I think you need to pair up with an enchanter to get the maximum effect out of him right now as he is with the changes. So I
Yeah.
would hope to see something like a Lulu or a Karma being buffing him up, or even a Soraka. They can Soraka right now is in a really good spot. I think that it can be good enough with the Lucian, and it would be fun to see. And the Rice
No
pick
team.
coming through.
No team ever picks Soraka, even though she's
I-
stupidly OP sometimes.
In reality, thank God they don't, because I hate that champion so much. I hope that it gets erased. But realistically, it's a good enough champion. Like Soraka is in a really good spot.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I want to talk more about the Lucian changes and how back to the bot
Yeah.
lane, he's benefiting more from having an enchanter lane partner. But you just basically went over it anyway, so I didn't have to ask. So thank you, TDS, for reading my mind. But anyway, all right. Back to Nightless Esports. They decided to ban the Camille, so no easy getaway for for the top lane this time. AXM is gonna have to find another way to get out of dodge because Johnny Rocket's not letting him get away for free this time.
Yep, there's still always the option from going a tank and ignoring anything happening, but I think that the Camille, it's the power from her was the fact that not only could she run away, but with her true damage, if you get on top of a squishy carry or on top of someone really easily, you can destroy her, the explode the champion. So I think that banning away the Camille makes sense, and now you can give better priority for Johnny Rockets, even though he got to my opinion a counter pick in the previous game. In this game they can give him again the counter pick and he can maybe carry through that as well. We're still missing the support, so maybe trying to give much more power to the bottom lane and then helping Johnny Rockets could be the way that side of Nightless plays around this. But with the early ban, we're going to see new champions in doubling. Okay, I like this a lot.
Wait, what?
Amumu support.
Amumu?
It is Amumu
Oh
support.
yeah, I've been hearing about this. I think
Yeah.
Beryl of Damwon Kia has been picking it up. I'm not sure.
And
I think I read
yesterday,
that somewhere. Yeah.
yeah, it's been popular. And yesterday, I saw it firsthand in a Diamond Masters game. It's really effective. It can be really effective if you pair him up with a good AD carry to make use of your ultimate and the double bandage toss. And I think that, and this is what I was meaning with the Tristana pick. The Tristana gets super powerful with a tank support and can engage, because that way your level 2 power spike is much stronger and you can explode carries much more easily with someone that can engage and keep someone stuck in place. So I think the Amumu makes sense with the Tristana, and I also think that Amumu is one of the, now at least, better engaged supports that there are, because he does something that other supports cannot do, and it's double engaging. Because, like, realistically, a lot of the supports depend on their level 6s to be able to engage, to have a super long range engage or continuous engage from a long distance. But Amumu doesn't need that because of the double bandage toss, which means that before level 6 you have the power to not have to depend on flash to get on top of someone, and even do it twice, much more so than one other support can do. So it's so huge to have the Amumu. And
Man, I thought we were gonna go full Adam and full old style League of
Yeah.
Legends with Darius
Would be
pick
hit.
right there.
really
But instead, we're gonna get Aatrox there as matchup there into the top lane. Definitely don't mind it. I've seen Aatrox do work, especially in the hands of Johnny Rocket. We have seen before last week what
yeah,
he can
seems
do
like a
on
favorite
this
from him.
pick.
Seems
Yeah,
like a favorite from him,
so
so it makes sense.
and he's fighting against a Gnar, so it shouldn't be too punishing, especially if he manages to catch Gnar off in the mini Gnar form. Now, are you high on the Gnar, TDS? Because I know a lot of analysts who don't like it. I know a lot of analysts who do like, players who do like it. What's your opinion on Gnar?
I think Nari is an interesting. I'm not in the vein, like I'm always neutral with these kinds of champions. Same with the Renekton. I don't like it, but I see the merit from it, and I think the Nar can work as a blindable champion because he's really based on his stats, and his stats realistically haven't been that impacted in comparison to other champions. So I think that Nar can work. It's just that when you pick Nar in this situation, if you have a top laner that is capable of playing a lot of carries and can play against you, you can just get destroyed. So Nar is always kind of a question mark in the sense that even if you can play him really well, if you have a top laner that can play the champions that can counter the Gnar effectively, you are going to essentially be a non-existent champion, depending on having impact on teamfights. So I hope that it's not the case, but based on how Johnny Rockets plays and how the side of Nightless plays, Gnar needs to be really careful, because even though he works in the same vein as the Camille to try and run away with the hop and everything like that, against a Trundle, the hop can get interrupted, which means that you can be in a really dangerous position if there's ever a gank from the Trundle. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see. I'm not one of the believers of Gnar, but I think that he does have merit.
Yeah, I mean, if Gnar just hops away, right? Aatrox is one of those champions that can be very sticky. Play against, he can be able to catch it. Like if you're Aurelia and you just queue towards him, it's a one and done. But well, this time Aatrox should be able to take him down, especially if he's low health on the mini Gnar, one of the lowest resistance, lowest HP on the game. Excited to see how well the Lucian will play though. It's not going to be an Enchanter, it will be an Alistar. I think the side of Omega Wildcard, they realize that they need a bit more disengage, because look at the engage on this team. You have the Amumu, you have Orianna to combo with it as well. Then meanwhile, Aatrox and Trundle coming in from the flank, it's just going to be so hard to deal with.
Yeah, and luckily Alistar is not the worst of options in terms of tank supports, because he does have the healing passive, which means that you kind of get boosted by the Alistar to a certain degree. So it can work to a certain degree with the Lucian. Obviously, it's not going to be the most ideal situation, because the Enchanter supports just give you way much more access into your passive, but Alistar can work. I think that it's important that even though you don't get full access to your passive, with Alistar you are able to combo down with the Lucian, so at least you also get a lot of immediate damage coming through in the early trades with the Alistar, so it's not a bad pairing overall. I think that Alistar and Braum are probably the two best pairings for the Lucian if it's not an Enchanter support.
Yep, well, we'll see how well Nutty Bars will be able to adjust to not having that Enchanter, as you said. But right now, we're going to go into Spectre Delay as we wait for both teams to get into game. Hopefully, we don't have to try. Hopefully, there's nothing that will go wrong. But anyway, Guys, we will be back for Game 3 between Nightless Esports and Omega Wildcard very soon. Don't go anywhere. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Runeterra Academy. Here in the senior division, we've got the game 3 between Nightless Esports and Omega Wildcard. My name is Miles David, and here with me is TDS on the cast. And well, we had an interesting 2 game series. First, Nightless Esports stomp, then Omega Wildcard stomp. So, do you think this game will be a stomp or will it be a lot more even?
Well, by the rule of three, usually if the first two games are stumps, the third has to be a close one.
Yeah,
But
we're going for 15 minutes here. Let's see if we can break the record for longest
yeah,
game in
maybe,
Runeterra.
maybe. I think the longest is 50. I thought it was kind of like 40 something minutes.
Yeah, I know. 50 will break the record. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we will do. Maybe we won't. I hope that we won't because I'm hungry. But but realistically, these two teams have shown good things. So if they do play to their advantages, can be really good, and it should be an interesting match. Also, side note, this is the best Oriana skin. I love this skin so much.
Wait, is it the T? Wait, which
The
skin is
TPA.
it? Ah, the TPA one.
I
Toys,
just
yes.
I just love the ball so much.
Yeah, same. I mean, the TPA skins are pretty good. Almost all of them. But anyway, all right. The GGs are in the chat. Everyone having some good sportsmanship in the server, which is exactly what you like to see. Server conditions are nice. No raining on Summoner's Drift, it seems. But Johnny
Maybe.
Rock, yeah, I think Johnny Rocket just went to scout to see where the enemy jungler was starting. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if there
but
were any.
this is great.
Yeah, that's true. And in the top side, Johnny Rocket should be able to get control over the wave in the top side, which should favor him a lot.
Oh, wait, level 2 cheese gang with a Mumu double bandle toss. Bandage toss. This can work marbles.
Oh, yeah, they're going for it right now. Oh, 357, he's in a lot of trouble. Will he get stunned? He does get stunned, but Drops is gonna be the first one to go down. And I think I'm getting hit with the bug. TDS, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. What happens?
Yeah, I think I hit with the bug because the 2 champions were still there with their HP drops when they died. But
Oh yeah, I had that happen previously, so it's bothersome, but at least the kills went like you told them. It's the Trundle and the Alistar dying there. I really like the play. I think that the idea was correct, but the execution was really scuffed from the side of Nightless, getting pushed by the Alistar first of all, and then also not comboing with the double bandage toss on the pillar. I think that was so detrimental for the side of Nightless. It ended up being a trade kill, and it's also the red going for the Lucian. Luckily, at least, the Trundle... oh, wait. Momo?
yeah, Momo's in
Yeah,
a lot
Javi
of
as
trouble.
well.
Meanwhile, yeah, here in the mid lane, I'm Javi trying to go for a gank down there. Sir Zephyr
Oh, she's dead.
flashed in. Yeah, she's absolutely dead. Sir Zephyr, not long for this world, gets taken down. And, well, Omega Wildcard, they're going to be super happy with that one. And the skill score on my feed is 4-2.
It's 2-1,
It's-
don't worry.
Yeah, it doubled again. Oh man, the spectator client is really testing my patience today. But yeah, suddenly everything going well for the side of Omega Wildcard, at least in this early game and in the mid lane.
Yeah, are we seeing a repeat of game 2 maybe? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But a really great start by Omega once again. And it's a really nice play. I really like how Javi has been going for those plays, specifically trying to put pressure when he knows where the Trundle is. Even though he lost his red buff, realistically, he has been able to keep up the pace in jungle and has been able to put pressure on the mid lane already, which is really great to put the Ryze at such a comfortable spot and make him a threat on the side lane. The only good,
Yeah.
the only shining light is the fact that the Aatrox is doing fine and almost getting that solo kill. That could be close, but the rest of the map, once again, kind of in shambles for the side of Nightless.
Yeah, well, Nightless, they still have the shining light in the top lane with the Aatrox. You said Johnny Rocket still has the potential to be a bit unstoppable. I'm not sure if I have the gold lead right either. What is the gold in your screen, PDS?
7.4k to 6.5k.
Yeah, it doubled. I have 14,000
Okay, yeah.
gold at 4 minutes.
So apart from casting, you will have to go for the quick maths.
Yeah, I
Try
have to
and
do the
keep
quick.
up.
I have to do the quick maths, and I did not
Oh.
become PvP for this. Wait, Eric Nordman goes for Q on to
Oh,
Nutty
Amu's
Blockers,
dead.
but in the end, yeah, he is gonna be dead. That was a very big mistake from the support. Flash in onto Mark Boots right now, and it looks like it will be
no.
Mark Boots ending up getting the kill onto Drops, and suddenly it's a disaster for Nightless Esports.
I think disaster. It's not a bad word, but I would have called it catastrophe because I feel like this just feels way too reminiscent of game 2.
No, there's no
already
Yumi, so
started.
it's not a cat. There's no Yumi, so it's not a catastrophe. Okay, bad jokes aside.
Can I can I leave the cast? Can I please leave? Oh wait, Tris.
Yeah, Wake OG's able to rocket jump away. Alright, so no kills there. But yeah, a bit of a problem right now in that bot lane, especially since Amumu was the one who got the kill earlier. And Tristana is just super far behind. I don't think they're expecting it to have this little impact right now. And Nutty Bar's on the solution. He's gonna get stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
We know how pressed Lucian can be when he's ahead.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the early kills that he got, he's already at a Kunun Quiver against just a Longsword and a Doran's Blade. That's the
Okay.
difference right now in damage from both AD carries and also the CS lead. Like, he realistically can 1v1 almost anyone at this point, and he also has Exhaust, which means that even if you have a level lead on him, it probably won't matter. Drop's waiting a long time here to be able to pull this play. He's falling
Yeah,
really
but-
far behind again.
Yeah, but here's
Oh.
Javi right now in the bot lane as well. I think they're gonna be able to see drops though. They're just gonna find him. Parallel Convergence goes down. They have to retreat! But there's a
three
big
man.
flash, 3-man, pulverized
dead.
by 351, and it's gonna end up with drops being dead yet again. Eric Marford go for the kill. Meanwhile, the ultimate from Rise,
Oh,
Mark
Rise.
is gonna get the kill as well. 3571 does go down, but I
Oh.
think Mark Boots, he's gonna be able to
Oh.
chase Wake
You got it.
gets the double kill. Yeah, the mid laner able to get all able to get 2 kills, a double kill for the Rise. That's that. I don't know how to describe it. Catastrophe is not enough anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'll just describe it as this: Omega Gaming Supremacy. What a way to start the game! And once again, even though Drops is waiting there for like 5 minutes to try and do anything, he reads the play perfectly, pathing
Oh, no.
towards the bot lane, waiting. Oh wait, yeah, here comes
Yeah,
the.
there we go.
Super-
Jenny Rocket's in a bit of trouble, but he does have the Worm Ender, and AXM, he's not anywhere near getting the Neganarm first, so maybe a bit too hasty with the
Oof.
gank there. But no one's here yet.
No
I'll
ulti
start
now,
trying
though.
to go in. Yeah, 357. He's just trying to zone off the enemy team. He's trying to go for it. AXM,
Oh, the
almost
Ignite.
Omega. He's just kiting
He
super
didn't get
well.
it.
Ignite as well. I'm
Oh, so
surprised
close.
AXM didn't flash for that.
Yeah, I think that, but he has to flash before that. Like as soon as you see the flash, he has to flash in because he has the extra range. But like you're saying, that was closer than he should have been for Johnny Rockets. Luckily, he survives. But it's still all in all going completely in favor of the side of Omega, and they can attempt maybe a dive here, but realistically, the Echo is around the area. If they try to go for something super aggressive, they will get punished, and it's going to be way worse.
Yep. Well, yeah, was a close one. Johnny Rockets, at least, he's not getting the lead like he used to in the first game. So
Yeah.
I think things just basically well in control of Omega Wildcard right now. They're in the lead. Everything's going well for them. They just have to continue to snowball this. Otherwise, well, there's always the chance that the throw can happen, but from the game we saw last time, it's very unlikely. So your prediction might end up being wrong, TDS. This might end up being a stomp as well.
Yep. I'm not unhappy. Like I said, I'm hungry, so maybe it's for the best. But overall, what I'm more surprised is kind of, and this may sound kind of harsh, but I think that Nightless is kind of crumbling by themselves. Even though the first idea was really good and they were kind of executing well on that, after that it's kind of being desperate, trying to go for desperate plays to try and close up, like imagine a boat. If some parts are broken, you try to mend them and fix them to try and so that they stay together. I feel like Nightless are doing that, but with super glue or with tape, not actually using good materials. So it just
Okay.
feels like they are not achieving anything with this. And
They
this
put a
means that
band-aid on the boat. Is that what you're telling
pretty
me?
much
There's like a
putting
crack
Band-Aid,
on the
like,
boat.
hoping that it's going to cure by itself, pretty much. And
They're
realistically,
trying to put flex tape
they are
on it.
not working.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and
Abby
oh,
trying
right.
to go in. Eric Thurman tries to immediately
And
flash
Amumu.
away, but here comes the culling. I don't think it's going to be long for this world. Abby does get the kill onto the Amumu,
They're
who does
behind
go
the turret,
down.
maybe?
Trippa back to the fountain, and wait, there's no more minions at all. They're trying to go for it with a shockwave, but I don't think anyone's going to
It
get
missed.
hit.
It
Yeah,
missed.
I think it. Yeah, it did miss,
Oh, no,
and
Johnny
everyone just
Rockets?
going here into the bot lane, on the top lane. Mark Boots gonna get another ultimate, another roam on this Rise, and his roam will be successful, and another kill going over to this Rise, who's getting stronger and stronger, and he's so far ahead in the lane as well.
Yeah, and it's not only it's not only the plays on bot lane that is so far ahead, but the counterplay from Nightless
ends up being completely failed. Separate tries to flash in and get a shockwave, doesn't get it, and then on the other side of the map, Johnny Rocket's playing a little bit too far forward without knowing where the Rise is,
Going
ends up
for this
getting killed.
again.
Okay,
Yeah, going for
level
this
6
again. This time
Alistar
the
though.
teleport is coming
Nice
in
counter.
though, and yeah, 357. That was a very very well timed teleport for the Oriana this time, who does end up getting the kill. Sir Zephyr, this time following through. This time the teleport was a bit more worth it, but yeah, that's not gonna be there. Meanwhile, Rises in the mid lane just keep pushing, pushing, pushing.
And Nari is collecting plates, so the matchup that was kind of doing the worst, the Nar versus the Aatrox, now it's going in favor of the Nar that is collecting the plates, getting the farm, and it just, even though that play from Nightless is really good, it's a really good answer and works to try and put them a little bit back into the game, realistically, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't achieve much, because the side
Oh wait,
of Omega keeps getting everything, and yeah, nice stomp, but luckily nothing much happening for the side of Nightless, although they cannot be over aggressive. They can give away their lead really easily if they do give a kill for the Aatrox.
that's always how it works, right? You try to tower
Yeah.
dive the 8 drops your world enders and then just triple kill immediately, and then you start feeling sad. But with
And
this
out of
kind of
nowhere,
lead
he
right
begins
now,
1v3ing everyone.
with this kind of lead right now, I believe they do have 6,000. No, it's not 6,000 gold. I have to quick match this. That's
A little less than that is 5.5k.
all right. There we go. Around the 6,000 gold lead. Because right now it's showing 4,000 gold to 33,000 gold. So somewhere in the middle, you're about right. 5.55 thousand gold lead. But
Oh, Johnny
meanwhile, Johnny
Rockets.
Rocket, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble
He
as
does have
well.
ulti. Oh, he's dead. Anyway.
He's dead anyway. I don't think even the ultimate would have saved him there, even if had the world ender, because my Kenar was already on the way, and Axum would have just stunned him completely.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm going to call it once again Omega gaming supremacy, because it's pretty much that they are everywhere in the map, they are making the better plays, and Nightless simply doesn't have a good answer to anything they want to achieve. Yes, Lucian is pushing this wave, but the timing for this answer from the Amumu and the roaming from the Oriana is way too late. It's not only after the Aatrox is already dead, but it's at a point where you realistically, as a member of Omega, either you know that something is going wrong and they are going to try to collapse on you, or you're really dumb and end up dying. And it doesn't happen.
Yep, that's a big question mark, right? And right now, well, apparently TDS, if you put your jungler on support, it doesn't work out for you. But if you put him back on his main role, things start getting better. Who would have known? And Johnny Rocket, yeah, speaking of who would have known, there's a 3-man dive onto him. Parallel convergence as well. Mariput gets another kill. He's unstoppable. He's getting stronger and stronger. I don't know what the items he has yet, because that's bugged for me as well. I'm assuming
Yeah,
this Rise is filthy rich.
yeah, he has Everfrost with the Ionian boots now completed at he has the 10 stack Dark Seal, and he also has the Tear of the Goddess Wind 240. So it's just being the party for this Rise this game. It just feels great. And I gotta say, Mark Boots for me has been from the side of Omega the better player of the series. I think that in both game 1 and 2 he played exceptionally well, and even though in the first game he lost and kind of had his in moments, I think that he was the main reason why Omega was still in the game. And oh wait, Sir Sepre.
Sir Zephyr, he's caught
No
behind
mana.
enemy lines without any mana. Well, I would say that, but I think, yeah, I am happy it's just going to be having a free-for-all at this one, unless I manage to get to the Blast Cone, but I don't think, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna stall for as long as you can. Not much you can do when you're in that state. And, well, that's a quick trick to the fountain. At least able to get that. But, well, Rise is just gonna get farther and farther ahead. Third plating is down right now, but, well, in the top lane, wait a minute, Johnny Rockets. Almost a solo kill.
He got it.
Oh, he did! He did get the kill in the end! Oh my gosh, I just realized Nar didn't even transform, but meanwhile in the bot lane drop, it's just getting dropped right now. Killed by the Lucian.
They're diving this.
Yeah, they're diving this completely right now. And well, there's no choice. There's no escape for the side of Nightless Esports. They are just gonna take it down. That was a clean dive by Omega Wildcard. Everywhere on across the map, they're just winning out.
We're 10k gold. Like Omega is 10k gold ahead at 15 minutes. That's how heavy they have dominated this early game, and how well have they been playing this game. It's amazing to say the least, but they have been doing good play after good play after good play, like you're saying, controlling, dominating, manhandling the early game in every place, in every lane, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. Realistically, they have so many good carries. that went ahead can just destroy the enemy members. And the Aatrox, even though it was the only shining light from the side of Nightless, when he's behind, it's not pretty. He's not as useful, and he realistically can't achieve that much. He doesn't even have the core drinker yet. It just feels super awful to be in Nightless shoes at this point because they don't have a lot of good comeback measures. Oh, I'm on the
Eric Northman.
Oh,
Yeah, he's just gonna
no.
slam into the wall, bend up. He does have the flash to be able to get
Okay.
out at least. So Eric Northman will survive to live to see another day. But I know
I
how
feel.
long you want to survive for, man, because it's getting really hard.
Wait,
It's a problem when the support and the jungler are at the
are
same
the
level.
same level. Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking the same thing. How is it possible that 357 is the same level? Oh, wait, Johnny Rockets. Get
I
the
think
stun.
he can just try to go for
Oh,
a solo kill
yeah, he's
onto
dead.
Johnny. Oh wait, that's not a solo kill. Mark Boots is
Yeah.
right there along with him. AXM though, he has to get out of there right now. This is a 4v
Oh,
down,
what a
and
good
gets
cancel.
the kill onto Eric Northman. He got to survive the big shockwave onto
Shockwave
two
kill?
members. That's not gonna be enough. Meganar is almost here. And
Oh.
up drops is dead, and here comes Naughty Bars. Well,
And
oh
he
man,
got
the
the
big
cancel.
slam onto the
Oh
wall.
my
Wake
god.
OG just gets taken down. Nutty Bars will take that kill as well. A double kill for the Lucian, and things are just snowballing completely out of control. This is
So, to,
how can you describe this?
yeah,
TDS,
to
tell
put
me, is there any
put-
way?
to put into words that someone really great and handsome once said, if it was a loading screen or a loading battery, it would be at 98% done. Pretty much. That's how I see this game because there's not much that I think Nightless can actually achieve. Like they're not only super far behind, they don't have any good comeback measure apart from a move, maybe hitting a 5-man ultimate, and even then, I don't think you have the follow-up damage to go through. Not even the Oriana. Oh no.
Oh yeah, there's a solo kill. Wait,
Okay,
you have a
wait.
problem when Nar solo killing the Aatrox.
Yeah, and Mark Boots didn't even die. Oh no.
Yeah. There's a shockwave
Oh,
at least.
shockwave,
Mark
though?
Boots, yeah, able to get something. Will they be able to get the kill? It's a big question. He
Mark
gets stunned
Boots,
up in the
we got
shutdown.
it.
Mark Boots,
1,000 gold.
yeah, that is goes down. Drops is able to barely get away, but here comes Lucian. Yeah, Nutty Bars is
Oh.
godlike, trying to get in. A kill on to the Alistar, but Nutty Bars, he's just gonna keep going and going and going. He's just doing way too much damage. He'll get taken down. It will be happy. He will be stealing that one. And meanwhile, in the top lane, Nar is just gonna keep on going.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's nothing that Omega has been doing that doesn't get them an immediate advantage over the side of Nightless. Even though Nightless goes for really good trades, get really good shutdowns, they still lose down in the map because they lose a lot of gold from the silent turrets. Reminder that the silent turrets now also give much more gold than they did previously. So realistically, they are still in an upswing in terms of gold, and there's no stopping them. I really like though the play going for the Rise, trying to shut him down, especially when he was alone on the sideline. So overall, at least committing for a good play. Oh wait,
Did Johnny Rocket just flash?
yeah, he flashed her, but I'm not sure if it
No,
was
wait. I think AXM was right there. I think he flashed to get
yeah,
out of
okay.
there. Alright, so he's in a bit of trouble right now. Here comes the teleport, at least trying to trying to surround this Nar, who
He
is
doesn't
in
have
a lot of
flash.
trouble.
Oh, snap.
But he does have Mega Nar, and don't think, okay,
It's
he will
not
not
enough,
be
yeah.
able to survive. Yeah, kill over to Drops, who is level 9 right now. 3 levels down against the enemy jungler. I think even 4v5,
Oh,
they're gonna still go for it.
Johnny
3 for 5
Rocket.
goes for it. Mark Boots.
He's dead.
There's just not enough damage on the shockwave to be able to be much help. And here comes the teleport. Rise going in with Nutty Bars also onto Drops and Zephyr. They're just gonna go in. What the heck?
That is the
That
80
was
carry.
that was one shot from the Lucian. That was one auto attack, and Sir Zephyr's down to half HP.
So a really great play from the side of Nightless turns into a really great play for Omega. They are able to capitalize, get 2 kills, and maybe look into the Herald.
They
Like
passed that way.
realistically, oh no, they shouldn't die please. They don't have the minions anymore. They can go for the Drake, and quick thing that we didn't mention, it's once again another Infernal Soul, which means that even more damage for the Echo, for the Rise, for the Lucian that we're already destroying the members from Nightless. Oh wait, drops.
I'm not sure about this one, Drops, but Wake OG is here for the backup. But oh my gosh, Nutty Bars! The damage is living up to his name. It's absolutely
Johnny
nutty.
Rockets.
Okay, Johnny Rocket, they're still just
For
gonna
the
go for
outplay.
this. They can just go for the outplay right here. They're not afraid. They have the damage. They have the health bars.
Oh.
That was a half HP Alistar surviving, and Nutty Bars able to kite them out completely. And now with
Because
two dead.
Alistar is broken.
That's why.
Yeah, with
That is
two
the
that they
reason.
can just immediately just go over to the dragon, take it. That will be soul point for the side of Omega.
And really close. Oh wait, no, it's fine. It's over. They resurrendered. And
Okay,
that's it.
yeah, that's it. That's the game, and I think
Wow, what a
it is
stuff.
gonna be a surrender. So Nightless Esports they end up losing the series, and it will be Omega Wildcard winning this out. Could you is such a difference that one player joining the team made?
Yeah,
That
pretty
suddenly
much. Like,
Omega Wildcard went from inting to just being such a dominating performance. It's unbelievable.
let this series be a proof that you need your main jungler playing jungle to actually be able to win the game. The difference between Nightless win with Heavy on support and on jungle was night and day. Same with having the actual support. It matters a lot. And we saw the immediate impact, like Heavy being much more proactive on the map, getting much more impact on the lanes. And 357 as well, this game and the last game on Bard and on Alistar, going all around the map and trying to help the rest of the lanes. With the lead that he has, it was getting leads for everyone else. Really great play by Omega overall, and I'm beginning to understand why Hecate Masco put them at C tier above everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a support jungle duo like that, that just making plays again and again all across the map, even independently of each other, you know
Yep.
you've got a good squad in your hand because support in the jungle, that's the foundation of your team. And if that is super solid, then your carriers can just basically go wild any time of the day.
Yeah, pretty much. Certainly the carry from, I think that the first game was the more, what is called, the more silent game by the carry from Omega, Naughty Bars. But the second and third game, he certainly felt like much more comfortable, playing much more aggressively and delivering as the carry.
It really helps when you have a support you're comfortable doing with,
Yep, certainly.
right?
The,
Because
the
the bot
difference
lane
the
doesn't do
difference
much.
was obvious.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it will be Omega Wildcard winning out on the series, and they will have a scoreline now of PBS whispered into my ear. 1-1.
1-1.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. They are able to redeem themselves. I think they were 0-1 at the start before the series, and now they've got a win on the board. So good stuff to them. Nightless Esports though. I think they at least will go away from the series with a lot of learnings,
Yeah.
a lot of things that they see that they know that they can improve on and will come back stronger. And I'm looking forward to that. Definitely think both teams probably in playoff contention this season, but we'll see. It's still early, so there's still a lot of chances for every team to level up and get to that point. But yeah, for now, TDS, you got anything more to say about the game, or will we send it off?
I'll just leave it at this. I think that Omega certainly is showing improvements 1-1. It's still super early in the season, so getting these score lines now it's the best. Losing it's the best at this point because later on you want to try and correct everything up so that you can get better for the playoffs. On the side of Nightless, I'm sorry for caster cursing you. I was expecting a 2-0. I'm sorry that I made you lose, guys. Quanta, please don't get mad at me. I'm really sorry. But in reality,
You
but
just
in
lost your
reality,
job, man. You just lost your
no.
job.
But in reality, I think that this is a really good loss from for Nightless because they need to learn these kinds of things now. Like Omega that they lost in the first week, they need to learn to lose at this point. They need to be able to patch things up at this point in the league because I think that they have a really interesting roster. They have players that can be really interesting. I'm still on the Johnny Rockets hype stream. I think that he plays really well, and he can be the main light from the side of Nightless. Yes, his scoreline was 0-8, but before everything went badly for the side of Nightless, he was winning the lane alone. And I think that he's really good in those instances. So I think that Nightless has a lot of room to be a really interesting team and a really good team come playoff. So I hope that they take this loss with the potential of how a loss is. You need to learn from this and move forward.
Okay, I think you just saved your job with that speech, CDS. But all right, there we go. That'll be it from all of us here on the broadcasting crew at Runeterra Academy. My name is Miles David. He is TDS, of course, the Spanish colonization duo here for you, international squad. Also, PVS, our producer. Shout out to him and to Headmaster Red for putting this all together. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, for watching us. We hope to see you again next week. Friday will be freshman all the way to sophomore in the weekend. Make sure you guys catch that. Don't miss out. Don't again follow follow, subscribe. Do we have subscribe already? Do we have affiliate? We don't have affiliate yet.
No.
Hopefully, we will get there. You can subscribe to give us some support. But yeah, follow along with the rest of the league. It's gonna be an exciting time because season 2, the teams are leveling up, and we're super excited to watch. Anyway, that'll be it from us. Thank you so much again, and good night.